Options, and I'm Sharif, and which early bird do we have in the chat? Because, well, we know YouTube likes to take their sweet time. We got Nygaard, we got Wow Millennia, we got Shudda Paul Newman, Machiavelli, we got Gorhev, the OG and nerd affiliate, Darth Trader, 420 Bud Monster, it's been a minute, my man. Mark Susi, we got Tamimi, who else? HP Motorcars, and Joey Gets Distracted. I like that one, Mr. Janky Socks. We got Jacques, we got Doug, Luez Fu, he says Sharif, Rev Boost, Johnny Fishbone, we got Super No, yes, Glaze 74 and Jason 3TS. Shout out to Alan 5224, Dosa, Blue Arrow, Dollar Bill, Buffalo Soldier, Jeremy Foss, we got Sammy Sunder, we got Lizzie, 777s, I like that one. Wow, who else, man? We got Andrew Chow, we got OK Kerr, the Real Dangerous, and G's Mikey, Aura Alpha joining us as well as Ryan McCrombie, Front Porch Trader, Guju Trader, Guju Benton. I remember, do you remember Guju Benton?
I know Buju Benton.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
James Cook, Trader 06. Good morning, Joey.
What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's having a pretty good morning. Let's get right into this and see what we were trading here on the day. Definitely a tougher one for me. Not performing the best, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. We got plenty of risk left out on the day, and we're just going to be patient sitting on our hands. So I was short initially, Bitcoin looking to fill this gap. We get this move, so we get a break-even stop out there, some indecision prints at the lows, and I'm like, oh, this is going to flip to a long. I do flip long right here, give it a tight stop, wicks me out, and then off to the races. I look for the continuation up here. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. It passed me. Let's see if we're going to actually be strong today. Let's get involved on this ABCD pattern and see if we can get a break through this previous high at 50.20. No, it comes back against me, and I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. So didn't go too well on IBIT. As for the TQs, we were fortunate enough to get a short and a long, so let's see if we can get this to pull up here. So we were short right off of the top, boom, boom, boom. We hit targets and we take all of it out. This was a mistake on my behalf, so that's a nothing trade. And then I get a nice little pop to the top side here on the TQQs, so that worked. We're pretty much at shooting 100% right there on the TQs, not so much on IBIT. But once again, Tesla just being the raining on the parade, guys. 1, 2, 3 stop outs, and I'm like, all right, this grinding, selling, and you're not getting no pops for this minute, or whenever I was trading, and I'm like, let's just avoid it. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes off of Tesla and looking for other opportunities and signals of strength. Tesla just doesn't have it. If we go over to the daily on this name, I'm like, yeah, this kind of makes sense. We're just trading within a range, and then sure enough, let's head over to the daily and we can see what we got going on. It's like, okay, yeah, we open up here, but then we just immediately come right back down. So this is a range that I believe that we're going to be trading in until we have the ability to sit on the top end of it and then break out. So that's what I got going on. Tesla being the bearer of bad news for me today anyways. Boom. But this is the names that we got. SLV trading higher to almost $61. Oracle performing relatively well. Nike we got our eyes on. MU always been trading Oracle and MU. This is Tesla and this is IBIT. So a little bit rougher of a start, but we got plenty of risk and plenty of time left, guys.
All right, I'm getting in DJT here. We're going to give it to prior bar low. It just dilly-dallied with 17. Let's see if we can get a nice price spike up. Look, the reason I'm getting in here, despite my lack of wanting to get in at the highs, is because we're super close to prior bar low. So if we take out prior bar low, my next look is going to be the 1650 area. 1650 is the 10 EMA on the 5. I've got 88, it's showing me 85. We are out of the money. Just to give you an idea, prior bar low takes us down to 73. So 1673, we'll just put 1669 as the out there. You guys know my affinity for that number. How many shares do we have over here, Joey Options? Give me a sec. There we go. Now we're good to go on that. All right. So we're going to give this to prior bar low. Again, I don't mind getting stopped out because we're super close to my stop level, and then we'll be looking for 1650s. Again, 1650 is that 10 EMA on the 5, and it looks like I will get stopped out very quickly here as the selling comes in very aggressively, which I'm absolutely fine with. Let's go ahead now and set up at the 50 penny level, and true to form, I'm going to front run it, obviously. So we're going to look to get maybe in the low 60s. Let's go and put that there and then see what we get. But I'm also keeping my eye on NBY. This is an Amex stock. It's also a little bit light on volume, having only done 486,000 shares. Not that many shares quite yet, but it's got a couple of good bull flag patterns to start the day there. All right, let's see what this one's doing. Coming back into 60. I just want to make sure that I do get the fill here because I do want to pick up some on DJT. Here's what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm going to get in some here in case it just bounces up without me. And so this will be a small amount, and then we'll look to get the full amount at around the $0.50. So here's what I'm keeping my eye on. Who remembers MDLN? Remember this one from a few days ago? What a great trade this was, and it is back, baby, and it's looking quite good. A lot of respect for the 10 EMA on the 5 on MDLN, looking to kind of take out that $45 area. It's a 43.88 high. Awfully respectful of the 10 EMA on the 5. We're going to have to keep an eye out on that, but this is exactly why I got into DJT, because it popped off almost 15 pennies after my entry, but I don't have a full position here, full disclosure, so we'll have to be getting in some more. But MDLN, $43, possible dip buy. I would say there's a buy zone between 42.5 to 43, just because the breakout level comes into about 42 2/3, 42 3/4. The 10 EMA a little bit higher at the whole dollar, 43. So MDLN certainly in focus for me. I'll definitely be looking to get in some at around the whole dollar there, 43, if I'm able to. LUNR, LUNR, looking real good as well. A couple of bull flags formed here already intraday, 9:30, the initial bull flag pop. We have a top there at 13.37, bull flag continuation into 14.28, and now we're putting in the second consolidation component of the flag. So be on the lookout there. All right, I got filled here on Donald John. Now we got a full position. Let's see what this one wants to do. The 10 EMA is a little bit south of the $0.50. It's about 43s. So we're going to have to let this one go a little bit before we do get that big pop up. Or not pop up, but to take out some profits. But look, let's go ahead and set up some profit takers to the high side in case this one does get off and we get a nice little move up. So we got that many, so let's go ahead and put some here. Just give me a second, guys, to load up my orders into the high 70s, low 80s. Let's see what this one has to offer. All right, while that one's doing its thing, let's keep looking here at the black charts and see what else I got on. CRWG. Awfully strong off the pop, 930 pop there, all the way up to 367, holding trend on the 10 EMA. As I mentioned, LUNR as well. DFLI, couple of topping tail candles through 4, but this one was all sorts of weak yesterday, coming from 5 all the way down to 351. It's mean reverting a little bit today, so we'll see if we can catch that. And then last but not least, Joey, SIDU coming from south of $1, clearing the dollar pretty clean here. It did have some bamboozlement initially with this topping tail candle, but it didn't even drop that much. So SIDU, SIDU, looking real good over here, off the 10 EMA on the 5. I'll be looking to work into that bad boy as well. So SIDU, we're going to be looking at that one, Joey.
Right on. Yo, yeah, I love hearing that, Ryan. Yeah, I was just telling Gaurav in the chat, we were hot for a bit. I was on like a 7-day green streak, and then yesterday that came to a halt, and today, not off to the best start, but that's all right, man. Like I mentioned, we got plenty of time, and you know what? Winners, you just got to keep that head up, that chin up, and keep looking for those.
Why, Fabian? Why?
What happened?
He's giving you that wah, 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 but you can't hear it that well.
Oh, yeah, I can't hear it. Yeah, hey, man, it is what it is. That don't faze me, brother. It's always the ones that you don't take that turned out to be the best. Nice trade right off of that one there, Gaurav. I was long off of this. I'm like, ooh, okay, we get that flush. And then it was immediately met by selling. I'm like, what the hell? But other than that, guys, look at this nice print. Not as much buying pressure as I would like, but pooh, right up to the top. Believe in the ball and throw yourself. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like that one there, Machiavelli. Good stuff. You have to. If no one else is going to, then you got to do that yourself. Nike potentially setting up here as well, guys. So I got my eyes on a lot of names. I took Tesla off of my chart. We struck out at the plate on that one. That's totally fine. Some indecision prints at the lows here on NKE. So that's not looking too bad. As long as we don't fill the majority of this, maybe we take a small long on it, go half risk. and see if we can get a dance party going on with this one. A lot of party, a lot of dancing in my mind, as you guys can tell as of late. I've been saying, let's go. But the TQ's right back to a pivot high. Boom, that's a nice momentum play. I'm not in it. My bad. I'm not in it, but hey, for whoever is, we'll give them a round of applause. And that's what, I'm gonna be giving this as whoever hits the canvas tonight, I'm gonna be like, yes, let's go. All right, Nike's starting to go without us, guys. Let's get involved in this one. Let's see if we can get a little share. Ooh, oh no. Why does it always, this, oh yeah, it's over now. Okay, be calm, be cool. Be collected and get your wits together there, Joey, and you'll be able to figure it out. All right, we finally got this up on our chart. I like this risk profile a lot here, guys. It may or may not work. We have been selling aggressively for the past couple of minutes, but let's get in some small size here. Half risk, I just mentioned that. We'll see if we can catch some 20s or 25s. I'm okay with that because it's going to be at the low of the day. So we're posted up now. Bang, we caught that fill on NKE. We're looking for a little bit of a pop here, guys. If it breaks the lower end of this wick, you know what we're doing. We're getting out of the trade, brother, because that is going to be our out, and it's really important to stick to our stops. Now, for those who may not know where I'm be looking to get out, I'm going to display it for you right now. All right, so let's pull it up here. I'm going to show them real quick. I got AJ third round knockout, hopefully here, and this is what we're looking for. Okay, guys, so there it is, 59.10s. We give this one a little bit, 14 cents. We're cool with that.
All right, we're doing it freaking live right now, man. We took 30 pennies at the highest, of course, on my friend Donald John. We're in at 55. I whipped the beak there at, 83, so not quite 30 pennies, but good enough. And we went full size. In fact, had many DCAs into this. We're still holding some over here, so good luck right now on DJT as we start the day nice and positive. And that gives us that nice cushion off which to work. It's nice to start off that way. Then you can get a bit more aggressive and feel like, you know, you can take a couple of shots where they are warranted. Get it, Joey? Pardon me. Okay, give me a second over here. I just have to check some stuff. Oh, nice. Look, okay. So DJT is, we already spoke about that. Let's talk about NBY. I wanted to take this one. I didn't trust it because it's an MX stock. I have this, you know, habitual suspicion of anything trading on the MX. Maybe it's irrational, but I don't really care. It's what I've seen. I've seen too much.
I feel that way about 90 stocks sometimes.
Yeah, MX stocks are bogus. But in any way, NBY's got 3 bull flags. So initial bull flag, 9:30, consolidate. 10:15, consolidate. 11:10, boom. We haven't consolidated quite yet, but we are knocking on the door of that $4. That will be an area of psychological resistance. Be careful with that. SIDU. I feel like SIDU is like, oh, he's got his headphones. I feel like SIDU is like a name. I don't know. I could be wrong. In the Indian
anything
culture.
Could be a name these days, brother.
Eh?
I said anything could be a name.
No, but this is like a legitimate name.
Okay.
The chat will fact check me for sure, but SIDU, looking at that, look at the breakout on SIDU right now. Beautiful look into 1109. It seems to be going. So is CRWG. CRWG, of course, is CoreWeave. It's an ETF, but you know the pickings are slim today in the world of small cap gappers. So we're gonna keep this on just in case. So CRWG continue to go, but MDLN. This is the IPO that I liked from a few days ago. It's come into the 10 EMA, and now it's inviting me in. But I do know that this one is probably a little bit of a bamboozler, MDLN, so I don't want to be too aggressive with where I place my stop. It just found support at the 10 EMA on the 5, as well as the whole dollar. I'm talking about 43. So here's what we're going to do. We're punching. And we got 26s, which displeases me, but that's okay. And I don't want to give it just to 43. I think that's foolish. So I'm going to have to give it to a little bit lower. Now, I mentioned that the breakout level to me was 42.75. And the reason I say that is I base it on this area crest right here. So if that is the case, then it probably behooves me to get in some at the technical level. I'm talking about the 10 EMA, and then to give myself an opportunity to get a dollar cost average into that 42.75. So that's what I did. I punched in there at the quarter dollar. Let's go ahead now and wait at the whole dollar. And I'm also going to wait at the 3/4 of a dollar. But you know, true to form, I'm going to front run it, right? So that's what we're doing. We're doing it live. Okay. And we've got, it's showing me 30s right now, but we've got 26s. Did I put any profit takers? The answer is yes, Joey. I did throw a profit taker. They're at 40s. Now it's showing me 37, but in case this one gets real, you know, aggressive, we want to put another one. And then we're going to put another one as well, okay? We're going to set up at 59. Let's see what we get over here. How's my friend Donald doing? That's really important. Well, Donald's back up to 80, Joey. And this current candle has a higher low. It has a higher high. And you want to know what the high of the day is?
What is it?
It's 17.09.
Oh,
all right, so we're about 20 pennies away from the high of the day.
Not 10.17.
Where'd you get that number?
Brick Squad, man. You don't know. Come on, Gucci Mane.
All right, man.
Brick
All right,
Squad.
up into 82 we go. So we're doing it live. Show them what you're looking at, Joey.
All right, man. Let's go. Thank you. NKE, Nike, check that box.
Check it.
Check it, baby. Thanks, Adara. I know Adara like that one. So, no, not too bad, man. Nice entry on NKE. Thanks, brother. That whoosh down, I'm like, you're not going to catch the boy this time, these nicey jokers, them. No, guys, in all seriousness, a nice little pop there in NKE, just giving us a little bit more breathing room. So I'll break it down to you. So essentially what will happen with me is that my first entries throughout the intraday session are going to be going at full risk, right? And if I happen to go 0 for 3, which I did, my risk now gets it cut in half. Why? Because that's going to give me more entries. So I'll be using the majority of my risk in my first couple just due to accuracy, right? Oh, I should have took a little bit more off there. All right, so there it is. But then after that, once I cut it in half, that's kind of where I get to the point, and then at a specific threshold, then I give myself the ability to go back to full risk, all right? So again, I'm only half risk right here, X amount of shares, not full size, but we do get a quarter pop right up into 50s roughly, 59.50 on NKE, just giving us more breathing room, and that's all I need is a chip and a chair, and we chip away and see if we can get some things. It's really important to note, guys, we have our stop place for you. We mentioned it. 59.10s is when we were going to get out. It's approximately 14 cents, a little more than what I typically like to give, but that's not too bad. We take the pop, we hit profit targets, and then we're holding on for a little bit of a runner, only 20% of what we got left there, Shreve.
All right, it sounds like a plan, Joseph Options. MDLN is very spready, so be careful, okay, guys? It is right now, I think, almost a 30 penny spread. So be on the lookout there. We've gotten 2 of the 3 fills, so we're going to keep an eye out on that. But as Bovin brought to my attention, that NBY on the Amex is really going. It is at the high of the day as we speak, 416. Not 316, but 416 up into the high. Look, consolidation area low is going to be 380-ish. I could be persuaded to pick something up at 4 if it comes back into 4, but I'm definitely not punching in at the highs, Bovin. Let me know what your plan is, brother, what you're looking at here, and how you're planning on getting in, where your profit takers are, etc. Let me know, Bovin, because this one is a little bit too elevated. There goes Donald John Trump into the 90s. We got 55s. I just went the beak at 92. The first year the Blue Jays won the World Series. Sorry, Neil. Now we're going to post up at 98 for that $17 rejection. Initially, of course, it was cleared, $17.09, but I'll submit to you guys that $17 still, you know, at an undecidedly clear level of resistance, because it's, you know, 09s is really not going to cut it. So there we go. Right up into 91 again we go. Good look. How we doing here on MDLN? Well, we're at 43, so we're 15 pennies out of the money. I'm looking for this one to hold the area of where I perceive the breakout to be at the 2/3 of a dollar. We still have not gotten that print yet. BYND says Bovin, and yes, I know a SIDU. Or sorry, Yannick says that. some dude in the chat was like, yeah, that's because you're from Canada. I was gonna block him. But I'm like, nah, maybe I won't.
What do you
right?
say? What do you say about?
He's like, you think that's you're like, that's a common name because you live in Canada. He's trying to hint at something.
Oh,
you get my drift.
Yeah,
here, okay?
I get what you.
Yeah, I was gonna let him go, but I'm like, meh.
Did you let him go, or
no,
he's locked up?
I let him live a little bit, Joey.
You're gonna let him live.
I'm gonna let him live.
All right, he's feeling kind today.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Should I?
Or he's kind of.
Should I, you know, I could go back and find it.
We can flip a coin. You want? Hey, no country for old men.
No country.
You've never had so much value in one coin.
Block him, says Andrew.
Block him. Hey, man, we can always put it up to a coin flip.
You know
it's
what,
fair.
Joey? We're gonna
50-50.
let him live right now. We're gonna let him live because it's a lot of work to go and find his name.
Oh, I'll find him real quick.
This guy, he wants blood today. This guy.
I'll flip the coin,
love
man. I will flip the coin, and your fate lies in that. Have you ever seen that movie, No Country for Old Men?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
It's so good.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so good. My bad. So we're DJT having trouble with 17, guys, but the current pattern remains the same. We are putting in higher highs and higher lows after that big red candle that manifested on the 5-minute chart at 11:05, but we are topping out. It feels like we may not make it back to 17, so I'm going to keep my eye out on that one. What else we got over here, Joey? We're still doing nothing, dilly-dallying here. Well, actually 5 pennies in the money now on MDLN, but that ain't the move, man. I'm looking for a nice move up and a retest of the high of the day at 43.88. Ideally, we work up to 4. MDLN has been a good one as of late, but we never really know. Jacques, Joe, let them see how much fun we have when we are together. Oh. Shout out to my man.
Is that a song or?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Oh, okay.
LAZR. I like this one, Yannick, but you know I don't really like these penny stocks, and this one is 46 pennies. I get it. I'll keep my eye on this one, Yannick, but I'm not really inclined to want to trade it at the moment. I've got my plate full with MDLN as well as DJT. And Bovin, you tag me, brother. Let me know what your plan is on NBY, because we have a topping tail candle in the 419. I want to know what you think about this one. But Donald John is coming back down. The deal is Donald John loses 650, 5 pennies below my entry, and it's all over, Joey. We're going to get out of this one. So we're throwing in the stop now. We don't have too many in the way of shares, but there goes MDL frickin' N into the high. We got shares on this one. Let's go take some prints. We're about 15 pennies in the money now. Give me my money, man. There we go. Up into this we go. We made money a few days ago on MDLN on the IPO. Hopefully we'll make some more money today. A clean hold of 43. Let's see if this one wants to test the high of the day, Joey.
Absolutely good stuff there. All right, Rivian, $22. Let's go. Let's take a look at it. APLD was really nice as well today, guys. Applied Digital, RIVN. Let's take a look at this and see what we got going on. Yeah, nice solid run for Rivian and company. Boom, going just a nice channel to the top side there, guys. Upside. This is what I was looking at here on APLD as I was just running through the scanners, trying to just scratch the old trading itch, you know, finding some quality setups. And there it is. Look at this print. Boom. But unfortunately, we didn't get the ability to take advantage of it. I seen it way too late. That's okay. It was way over here. I'm like, oh, that would have been a really nice trade. But that's right. There's going to be plenty more of them. And they typically happen a bit later in the session. So we'll be patient and wait for some key things to come in. Now, as for Oracle, Obi had that short earlier in the day. Nike starting to come back in. So that's why we get out break even. But this trade gives us significantly more breathing room. We hit that to 14 cents, a little bit of a 1.5 to 1. So we couldn't hold it all the way to target. That's totally fine. We take that profit as it's coming right back into our break even. If we see any forms of indecision prints, then let's look to see if we can get involved once again. If it works twice, I'm going to take a second stab because shooters got to shoot at the end of the day and traders got to trade, as Sean would like to say. Crazy. As for Bitcoin, it's really unfortunate what's going on here right now, guys. I was like, oh, okay, we were looking at this name. You get this strong movement just about a half an hour or so after the open, and then boom, it puts in this inverted hammer candle at a high with substantial volume, the largest volume print of the day. Where am I looking? It's over here, or am I over here? I'm not sure. But anyway,
how about the screen?
Me look at the screen?
No, like your screen. You're talking about a chart, right?
Yeah, well, no, camera-wise I was talking about. Yeah, because I was seeing over here, over there, right? No, this was a nice inverted hammer candle, guys, and you can see it went to those pre-market lows. But what I was thinking from my trading plan today was that we have this base being formed right here around 49.90s, that we were going to fill a little bit of this gap. That hasn't been the case so far, but if we do happen to breach it one more time, maybe we'll take an additional short here on Bitcoin.
Joey.
Yes, sir.
We're 80 pennies in the money here on MDLN, man. I mean, it's really going. We're long at 43.03. It's showing me 88s, Joey. It's moving up. It's moving up aggressively. It's a clean hold. It's a new high of the freaking day on MDLN. It's day 3 on this IPO. And guess what? It's all gas, no brakes. We're about to hit the dollar club in a minute over here. And we're going to be up lofty. We're going to go lofty. We want 44.25s. You guys know my affinity for that number 25, but of course, first, we've got to get above the whole dollar at 44. MDLN is him, okay? Let's see if this one wants to take out 44. We're in the clear right now. We've got, you know, almost $1 away from my entry, so it pleases me. It pleases me greatly. And you know what else is pleasing me right now? NB freaking Y. Shout out to my boy Bovin for giving me this idea. He's like, look, Sharif, I'm going to get long 4, but I don't mind DCAing in at 385, and that makes absolute sense because look at that area of consolidation on NBY from 1030 to the breakout at 1110. That area of consolidation, the top end of which is 385. So, Bovin, your point is very, very well taken. Shout out to you, my man. We're in right now. We're printing on this one, and we're going to do a little bit more to the high side. But guess what, Joey?
What's that?
We're going to give this one the prior bar low. This one wants to hold the candle at 1120, the low of that, we'll stay in. If it doesn't, we get out, and then we'll get back in at that 385 area. How's Donald doing? Well, Donald's in, he's taking a break right now. We're still 20 pennies in the money on this one, but we're gonna let this one go. SP Williams, my man, he's dropping 5 big ones in the chat. Shout out to Sharif. Give me my money, man. It's from a movie, man. But you guys know we exaggerate
what
for
movie
effects
is it
around
from?
here. I don't even know. Bro.
Oh, okay.
Asking me about Hollywood stuff. Ben Affleck, Sharif. What? Chigurah? Call it? I don't know what that means. Joey, help me out. What does
I don't
this
know
mean?
what. I don't know what.
You saw that? Chigurah?
No.
Chigurah.
I don't even know what Ben Affleck is, man.
Ben Affleck, tag me again, brother, and do some better movies. Brian Vickers, you're pretty good. I appreciate you, brother. That's nice of you to say, man. It's some of the nice comments I've gotten because sometimes we get some vitriol in the chat, Joey. Stopped out NBY, very, very small loss, obviously. We're going to set up now at 385, Bovin. Let's go ahead and set up. I'm going to set up at 88, of course. So we're going to get in there. Look, if this is it's an ugly setup right now, quite frankly, on NBY. Let me show you what I'm looking at over here. This is not what you want to see. So this candle doesn't make a new high, to be fair, but it's a topping tail candle with a new low. So there's definitely aggressive selling on NBY. I'm going to wait at 85, holds 85. We can have a discussion. If it doesn't, I mean, we probably stop talking at that point. But NBY looks good over here. No country for old.
I didn't know what he said. I didn't know what he said.
Thank you, Ben Affleck. I do appreciate that. And that makes sense now with your name, of course, you know. All right, I don't know what NBY is doing here, man. It just put in a candle of indecision through 4. I don't know how to trade this one. Guys, I got to tell you, NBY is bamboozling me a little bit. What we can do is give it the prior bar low, which is 396, but I already did that and I got stopped out. So is that really the move? We're getting back in, Joseph. Let's see what we got. What do you got, my man?
All right, man. Irons on SPY? Who? Let's take a look. Irons. I know what he's talking about.
Iran?
Nope. Iron, an iron condor on the SPY.
Gotcha. That's options talk right
yes,
there.
sir. It's bull flagging right now, so I don't know if that's the best idea. I think the longer time frame is more of an ideal move, to be honest with you. So what I'm talking about, man. We've just been trading. We were talking about this for quite some time. We've been trading. This is what I call top chop. Boom, see, you can have this previous high set up. You can go a little bit higher than that, go longer time frame, and then just set yourself within a solid range just in case there's any form of aggressive selling. I think you should be okay with something along those lines. How much you're going to collect, I'm not sure. If the VIX is up, you'll get a little bit more, but yeah, that's something that I would look to form on the old Condor. Shout out to the Condor. Wow, APLD still going, a big time rebound, guys, and we have NKE holding up some key levels, so we're going to be patient and wait for some more price action prints to be formed. If we do crack this support level, then I think we will breach that 59.10. The tape is relatively weak. You know, OB and crew are always looking at this. Let's get some quote highlights on there. That's not enough. All right, let's pull this up here and see what we got going on. All right, that's a little bit better. And you can see we just keep bouncing off of 59.20, 59.20. But if you start to zoom in aggressively,
Zoom in.
You can see consistent downtrends. I heard ADR, but I may not be plugged in. So if you gave...
I never got the message.
Okay, I never got the message. I heard. Okay, so whenever we're ready, please feel free to let me know. So yeah, I'm all right. We're heading over to ADR. We'll get back. We're going to take a look at Nike and see what we got going on, guys.
Still have a little bit of a base here on crypto with that low from yesterday, 84,000, a little bit of a bouncing point. Now, there are a couple things to mention. Did mention this earlier, but a lot of people are attributing the strength in Bitcoin to weakness in the Japanese yen. Why? Because we did get that expected rate cut there in Japan. Rate hike in Japan. Again, they hiked to 0.75%, their interest rates. I just want to mention that once again here. We did get a rate hike in Japan. That's being attributed here to at least some of this strength in BTC. The other thing I want to mention is Bloomberg reporting that apparently there's going to be some options expiring on Deribit next week. So apparently 23 billion more or less in contracts are set to expire next Friday here in options. So keep an eye here on that. Again, that's going to be next week. And again, Deribit, apparently that 23 billion is going to be more than half of all of the open interest there. So that's going to be an interesting look. Keep an eye on crypto heading into next Friday as we send you back to Joe and Sharif.
O's and BY. I know you guys like that in the chat. We're back in, we're taking prints, and there it goes, Joey, into the high of the day again.
Where's it going?
I don't know where it's going, Joey.
Where's it going?
I like when you get all pumped up like that. There it goes. We're taking it. We're doing it live right now. We got 08s on. We just wet the beak there at 25. Let's see where this bad boy wants to go, but we're going to let it go. In fact, we're going to add. So
you're adding?
I'm going to add it to this.
Adding?
Absolutely.
We need an add button. We don't got one of those.
There it goes again. More higher day moves.
We got 10 cents here.
All right, here's what we're going to do, Joey. We're going to wait at $0.33 of a dollar. And we're going to see what it does around there. What I want to base my trades on are that $4 level, okay? If it doesn't make it down into 4, we're going to be looking for prior bar low. Simple as that. It comes back down into my entry, which is at 08. I stop out. I only have 1 or 2 profit takers left on this one. We're going to let this one go into $0.33 of a dollar, and then we'll see what the situation is. But NBY taking out highs. How's Donald doing? Well, Donald's become very consolidative right now. But to be quite fair, he's putting in lower lows and lower highs. Come on, Donald, let's go. You're the president. Since that doji candle that manifested at 1120, it's been lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, but they are candles of indecision. Each of those red 3 candles that I just spoke about are doji candles. So here comes into the 10 EMA, but it does feel like we're doing a bit of a rounding pattern at the top. So I want to see what this one does. If it comes into the 10 EMA, finds a hold, and then gives me the first 5-minute candle to make a new high relative to this current candle, we're going to get more on Donald. We're still holding, but we're not holding a lot. So we're going to pack our patience. Actually, we got quite a bit. What am I saying? The hell, I should probably take out some here as this one comes down a little bit. All right. It's coming down, Joey. It's losing the bid. It's coming down into my entry. Let's see if this catches a bid here.
Come on, Nike.
Okay. All right. So keeping my eye out on this one. I want to make a decision. I'm going to flatten out. If it pops back off and changes its tune, we'll get back in. If it wants to come in to the 20 EMA or that $16 level where VWAP is, we'll get back in there as well. But for now, I'm going to leave it. We made some money on it, and we're going to look to the next trade, as the dude who always says that is literally like right next to me.
Right next to you.
Right next to me. NBY continuing to put in higher highs and higher lows. This current candle that just opened up, that's like 40 seconds old, has a higher low, but not quite yet a higher high. 429 high on NBY. We're going to see what this one does. And how's my MDLN friend doing? Well, it's substantially still higher than where I got in, which is 03. It's showing me 40s, but it is on a bit of a downtrend. This is the hard part, though, that I always personally find hard. It's coming into the 10 EMA, and it's holding. Do I add here? Or do I take the money that I made and run? So this is the part where I struggle with the most, especially because it's such a wide spread. So punching in and getting more, to get in immediately, I have to get in on the ask, right? And then by getting in on the ask, I'm like 20 pennies away from where I can get out. That's like 20 pennies worth of slippage right there if it fails. So this is what I struggle with the most, and I struggle with more when the small cap gapper is more spready. So we're going to see what this one does. I'll give myself some time to make a decision, as it's still substantially higher than where I got in. Bovin keeps saying DPRO, and he's absolutely right. Shout out to the OG Bovin. I don't know who we're going to take off here, Bovin, man. I mean, there's DFLY looks like crap. We'll take that one off. DPRO, good breakout there. Shout out to the OG Bovin for calling this one out. Let me just load this up, and we'll have a look at some TA, some technical analysis. Oh, Neil just brought the food. Oh, we're going to need to take a quick look at that one, Neil. All right, great breakout there on DPRO on volume. It was basically doing nothing until about 11:30. Then all hell broke loose, and it popped off from the closing print that it was at yesterday, 618, with a 704 high. It is dilly-dallying right now, so we're going to have to see how this one trades and whether it's going to be an aggressive mean reversion right back down. So that is what I'm looking at there. MDLN as well, still dilly-dallying itself, so we're going to have to keep tabs on that. Sorry for the multiple, but brother, you don't have to apologize, Bovins. I can't be looking at the screen and looking at the chat at all times. So, you know, I may look over every now and again, so it's absolutely fine that you tag me multiple times. Joey, I've been talking for a while. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at Nike. So we did give back everything we just made on it right here, but I'm going to give it one more stab. I'm fighting this trend. It might be a bad idea, so we'll give it, oh, there it goes. Oh, no, as I'm, all right. So yeah, I mean, there we go. We tried to get back in right where we were before, but that's all right. We'll just pass up on that. I was that bottom wick, so this is some nicey type price action. Stops me out and then it climbs right back to the break even. It looks like it wants to go a little bit higher. So we're gonna post up at the exact same price in which we were at before to see if we're fortunate enough to even catch a fill in that neck of the woods. So let's see. Okay, that fills me immediately. All right, bang. So downtrend broken. $5 or sorry, 10 cents worth of risk, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get out at 59.10s once again to see if we can have the ability to catch a fill. If not, that's not going to be a good case. So yeah, you reject that downtrend line right away. And yeah, I mean, I am fighting the trend on this one, so I got to find some relative strength somewhere, especially if this one doesn't work. Sit on the hands for a little bit, breathe, and then wait for some high quality opportunities. This was a nice pop. That indecision print right off of the lows here. Bang, we get what we were looking for, but anything after that doesn't look like there's going to be very much continuation, as I'm going to get stopped out here momentarily. And yeah, there it is. I have to wait. There it is. Yeah, so we're out on NKE. Oh man, all right, so that's it. Joey. No, dude, no need to apologize. Yeah, I'm gonna relax.
I'm gonna take. I want to take the opportunity to let everybody know that CoreWeave is very strong today. In case you didn't catch the morning show with us, CoreWeave does have a headline. We'll get to that on the news. But if you don't want to trade like a $70 or $80 name, I've got options for you. I'm sitting next to the man himself, Joey Options. CRWG. This is one of the derivatives. There are many. There's CRWG, CWVX, CRWU. These are all sort of, yeah, they're obviously ETFs. So let me give you the what's it called? The leverage. So this one, CWVX, is 80% of the exposure. I've never seen that before, where you only have 80% more than less than 100. And then CRWU, that's 200%. And then CRWG, which is the one that you're seeing on the screen, that's also 80%. So it's not going to move as aggressively, but you're not going to get as many downtrends either if it does turn. So I wanted to point that out. So because Machiavelli was saying, hey, Sharif, look at CoreWeave. So I wanted to point out that you don't need to trade CoreWeave. You can trade some of the other products there. And this one, CRWG, by the way, guys, this one has done 14.3 million shares, and it's up 40%. So great, like that can't be accurate, man. CRWG is 200%. Sorry. This is a 2 times leverage ETF, I'm sorry. So it said the fund invests at least 80% of its net assets in financial instruments with economic characteristic that in combination provide 200% daily leverage exposure to the price of CoreWeave Incorporated. Okay, I've never seen it set up like that, but that's fine. You always learn something new. 383 high. You're going to get good volume on this one, and you're going to get 2 times the exposure. So this is a leveraged product, CRWG, okay? How we doing here on NBY? NBY, what I want to do now that we have an opportunity to get more, I want to place my order here, and then my out will be prior bar low, because I kind of took out a little bit too much on that one. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add here, Joey. And we're not going to add too big. Let's go. Let's see if we can get the mid print on this. It doesn't give me the mid print. It hates me. It hates me, Joe. No, I'm kidding. Let's see if we can get it now. Hey, we got the mid print. Good. All right. Now, we put in the stop. The stop takes us prior bar low, 410. So let's go ahead and wait right there. And that's what we've got. Let's set up some profit takers. Now that changes my cost basis, right? It changes my cost basis from 8s to 13s. Oh, no. I don't like 13s, Joey. So there is the situation. So keeping an eye there, we added more into NBY. Let's see if this one wants to trend up separately. Donald John Trump, DJT, heading down and heading down in a hurry. This is an aggressive upside down. Get him, Donald. Upside down retracement. Randy lovingly calls these patterns the Christmas tree retracement, only because you kind of have one side that's green, a side that's red, and I think it's very apropos given the season. But in any event, you gotta love, at least I do, when the volume weighted average price overlaps Joseph options with the whole dollar psychological support. In addition to VWAP and the psychological support being at 16, take a gander at that 945 implied balance high. That is a 1595 high. Let's just cut the crap. It's $16. Your boy's going to be buying this at $16. I think if I'm seeing that, there's going to be a lot of other people that are going to be looking at that as well. So it might be a crowded trade. You might have to front run it. You're going to have to figure that out for yourselves. You guys are big boys and girls, of course. And there goes NBY into the high again, and we get printed into the quarter dollar. It's not quite at that 429 that it got to earlier, but guess what? The higher highs and the higher lows are certainly intact, and we're going to continue to run that trend, baby. Show them what you're looking at, Joey.
All right, yeah, I got the TQs on watch. I mean, this was the best performer for us today, and our only green ticker, to be honest with you, out of the 4 that we traded. So shooting a 25% hit rate right now, not too good of a look. But let's see what we can do. I like this print. We are starting to come back in. I think this was just a liquidity grab, even though the volume was starting to kick up a little bit. So we'll keep an eye out on what we got going on there. As for Nike, I'm getting this thing off of the old chart ski. Broadcom heading lower, helping drag the market down with it there, guys. So that's something positive. I like that look. As we are breaking through some key support levels, you can see the shelf that was being formed right here. It broke that 5330 level and started heading a little bit lower. So watch out for this rebound. We know the market likes to ebb and flow. It drops down, it pulls back aggressively, grabs some more liquidity, and then sure enough, slowly starts to curl over. So we'll keep an eye out on what we got going with the TQQs. Ooh, okay, Tesla putting in a new low of the day as well, guys. What a tough look in TSLA today. No long. Let's head back here into the week, earlier in the week, sorry, and see what we had. One strong session met by one. Okay, that was a half decent one and an additional one to the downside. So not much continuation after this day. You can see we put in that peak around 495.11, and we haven't had the ability to put in a new all-time high since we put in that one earlier this week. There's Oracle heading back in as well too, guys. Broadcom did crack through the lower end of this range. Another support line being snapped at 334.25, and now you can see that we're currently trading at 333.42. And the momentum is starting to pick up in the TQQs. SPY, pretty cool today. Yeah, just acting like cool, calm, and collected like a cucumber. But lots of indecision prints, multiple VWAP bounces, and sure enough, you can see we're starting to see that selling pressure step in on the 5-minute time frame on multiple 5-minute candles. All right, so keep that in mind. See what you got going on. I'm gonna wait for a quality setup here, and there goes Nike. Right back to our entry price. The old Nike boys playing the tomfoolery here, Shreve, as it's starting to get somewhat of a rebound. The previous entry that worked for us, it was long. We get the breach of the volume weighted average price, but then it was met immediately by some selling and went south of the previous entry price as well. Thanks for the SPY coverage. Anytime Electric Passions, anything for you guys. As for Tesla, still not looking too good. I haven't even looked at NVDA or AMD today. There hasn't been that much conversation about these names, but I've seen Obi looking at this on a 1-minute time frame, and I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what, this is honestly the epitome of what you want to find in short. This is what you want right there, brother. 180 to 180.74. If you see this candle, you load the boat as much as you possibly can, especially at an extreme high, guys.
Well said, Joe. All right, guys, listen. Donald John Trump is, it put in an interesting doji candle here, Fabian, and this is kind of what I look for. So I said that it would get to be a crowded trade at around 16, because if I'm seeing VWAP at 16, if I'm seeing the implied balance high at 16-ish, and then everybody and their mother knows what the psychological support at the whole dollar, then there's gonna be the chance that people punch in a little bit earlier than 16. And we know what the doji candle means, TA 101. It is a candle of reversal or a candle of indecision. So what I'm waiting for is, I'm waiting to see, number one, do we make a reversal here, and how do I gauge that, and what's my move? Well, I want the subsequent candle, the current candle that we're on the 5-minute chart at 11:45, to make a 5-minute candle to make a new high. But I don't want to take a 1 or 2 or 3 penny breakout above the prior doji candle. That's how you get bull trapped. So I will forego a good price, or not a good price, a better price for confirmation. I will wait to see if this doji candle is in fact a reversal candle, and off which I can get back in long on DJT. Watch out for this one. It could be bouncing here. Adara.
Just be aware here, guys. Keep an eye on INTC. Just seeing here that the FTC has approved NVIDIA's transaction with Intel. That's been cleared by U.S. antitrust agencies. So again, NVIDIA and Intel, this transaction appears to have been cleared. We know earlier in the fall that Intel and NVIDIA announced a partnership. Back to you.
Oh, crap, what'd I do? On NBY, I have my next profit taker at 30. It got to 30, it dropped. What I want to place my out on is prior bar low. The beautiful thing is prior bar low is literally 13, and I have 13. Or I have 15, so that's fine. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll give it a little bit of room, just so that, you know, I don't get bamboozled out, right? We're gonna do that, and we're also gonna wet the beak here, since we're in the money, and this thing's coming down. So we're gonna wet the beak there. I'm gonna let this one run. It loses prior bar low, it loses me as a trader, okay? Another thing that I want to mention, right back up into the $0.25. Good job, MBY. LUNR, looking real good, guys. Looking real good. Breakout, 930. Bull flag from 935. Consolidation component of the bull flag. 2, the breakout at 1005. 1005, bull flag number 2. Boom, consolidate. Now, no 2 bull flags created equal. Some... You're doing it to me like I do it to you now, right? All right, LUNR. So even though this has got a couple of bull flags, as I mentioned, no 2 bull flags created equal, this one I would say be looking at the 10 EMA. Save and except for that one doji candle at 1045. It has been awfully respectful of that 10 moving average, exponential moving average on the 5. So LUNR above 14, and I don't personally see, let's look on the hour time frame here, any area of real resistance that we're gonna encounter unless, oh no, Joey. Oh no, October highs in the 1450. We are very close. High day 1430, currently showing 1423. we could encounter a lot of resistance, as the French probably would say, into that 1450 area. That takes us back to the 14th of October all the way to the 15th. It had multiple topping tails into that level that it couldn't breach. Be on the lookout there for a 1450 rejection on LUNR. But my very good friend NBY is back into that 430 level. In fact, it's showing 28s now, but it's unable to cross 30. So there is a seller at 30, and we've seen multiple times this move up into the 30 penny level only to reject. So I'll be packing my patience here. But I do like the pattern. The pattern on NBY is just, it's consistent. It's an uptrend. It's higher highs and higher lows. So you ride that. You don't, I mean, I'm not going to question it all that much. You ride it, you add, and then you stop out if it loses prior bar low. Is there a chance for bamboozlement? Yes, of course.
Always.
This is trading. There's always going to be bamboozlement or the chance thereof. There it goes through the high, Joey. We just showed 31s now. It's a new high a day on NVDA. And then the second it makes a new high, it sells off back into 27, but not before, of course, we get the print. We do have that print. How's my friend Donald doing? Well, he's still consolidating north of 16, okay? I've already put my breakout trade. I know where I want to go long. I'm not going to go long here, even though it is finding support, so we're going to pack the patience on that one. Keeping my eye here on NBY, I want to get back into this one. Also, MDLN, finding a lot of support at 43. Look at that double bottom on the 5-minute chart, 11.15, 11.20, holds at 43. That's where I get in, and we go back into the high of the day, 43.90. But lo and behold, we're right back at that $43 level. We are kind of, it feels like we're making too many lower highs here, but we're still holding 43. I don't want to say on a strict basis, but generally we are. So this could be another opportunity to enter on MDLN, the former IPO from a few days ago, and try to ride this one into whatever, 44, 45, wherever it wants to go today. So I'm going to be alive to that one as well. And Anurag, I saw you in the chat, you know, lamenting having gotten into CoreWeave, saying as soon as I get into CoreWeave, it turns. My man, it just printed a new high a day. Pack some patience, Anurag. This is a beautiful hold here. This is CRWG. And Anurag, if you don't want to trade the big one, the actual CRWV, you can trade CRWG 200% or 2 times leverage the actual underlying product. In addition, it's like $3, so you can take substantially more size, right? And then do it live on that one, like your boy Joey Option does.
We live.
Yeah, and all right, I want to get a poll going, Fabian, but I know you're busy, brother. So maybe Ram
You do it live
can
right
help
now.
out a little bit. Ram, I want to see what the chat thinks about the fight tonight between Jake Paul
We had
and
that already.
Anthony Joshua.
We did that poll.
We did that one?
Yeah.
What did everybody say?
Everybody got AJ.
AJ? Okay,
Yeah.
forget about it, Ram.
Yeah. We
Chat's
did that
already
one,
spoken.
man. Chat's already spoken. Everybody
Chat's
got
already
AJ.
spoken.
Who do you have?
What was the percentage, Joey?
It was like 70-30, man. It wasn't even relatively close. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I thought it'd be a little bit closer, but you know, whatever.
I mean, a lot of people got AJ. I think that's the right bet anyways.
And as you see there on the screen, guys, get into the chat, please. Vote for your favorite tickers every day. It's super easy. There it is. Tesla is leading the way. Tesla's been leading the way the last few days. Get into the chat. Vote for whatever ticker you want. Why does Mask have 108 votes? I got to look at this. I got to look at this, Joey. You can't have 108 votes and then me not say anything about it. MASK on the Nasdaq, I'm assuming. Oh, Neil doesn't want to see that crap. What is this, dude? It's done 577,000 shares. It's down 2.8%, and it's 23 pennies.
Oh, no.
Why did you guys put that in there, guys?
Why?
I want to know why you guys were habitually voting Mask
what's up with
in
the Mask?
in the morning. I like the movie. I really like the movie.
I thought that.
Cameron Diaz, you got your boy,
That's
the
the
Canadian,
old,
what's his name again?
Jim Carrey, my boy.
He was doing it live. And that evil guy.
Who is the
Forget
evil guy?
the evil guy. He always plays the villain. He played villain in Blue Streak as well, Neil. Neil, help me out. Neil, who's the villain in Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence? He's in The Mask as well. You know who I'm talking about, that guy. Yeah, the chat will know. But one of my favorite movies there. It's hilarious.
Is the Mask? I like the Cable Guy. I think the Cable Guy is one of the low-key, funnier Jim Carrey movies. All right, guys, let's see what we got going on here.
He just passed away?
Oh,
No,
that's
that
why.
villain?
Is that why everybody's been putting the mask in the
I
chat?
don't know. I have no idea, bro.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
All right. Well,
Peter Green.
Oh,
and
SLV.
people saying, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to pull this up. All right, you do it.
All
Do your
right, I gotta
thing,
do.
Joey.
I gotta
just
do
gotta
something
find out
live here,
immediately
Sharif.
right now.
Yeah, I got SLV. We're gonna take a look, see if we can get a little bit of a move to the downside here. This Amazon short is not looking too good either.
Yeah, there he is, Peter Green.
SLV. All right, there goes Amazon.
died,
there goes
dude.
Amazon. Let's go.
He died December 12th. Like,
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah.
he
He's
died,
played a villain.
like, a couple of weeks ago, man.
Yeah. He plays a.
this guy's a
villain.
child, man. He's born in '65. What the hell?
I don't
I
know.
feel bad, man. He did look a little bit, you know.
You don't look maybe a little substance abuse
no
or something
idea,
along
but you
those
never-
lines. Yeah, we're not.
That's really sad, man.
Yeah, it is unfortunate when.
He was in Pulp Fiction too, Joey.
Yeah, that's the guy. He's from Pulp
Yeah,
Fiction.
he's Pulp
yeah,
Fiction,
yeah.
Blue Street.
You know who he
The
kind of
Mask.
looks like? Cillian Murphy. Yeah, that's who I think. I'm Gillian. Yeah, whatever his name.
Oh, that's really sad.
Oh yes, Killian. Sure.
Oh wow.
Made with the
I hate to
tomato.
jump around like this, but
What? There
there
goes.
goes NBY. We take out
There
the
goes-
high, guys. I've actually run out of shares on this one, so I've got to get some more in here.
There goes Amazon as well too. We were holding that off and gave it 20 cents because we're smaller risk right now. And sure enough, we get that move down into 228. So that's not too bad whatsoever. Starting to get somewhat of a rebound, but the market definitely coming back in. SLV displaying some nice signals as well. But I'm looking for some continuation here on AMZN. If we can crack 228, maybe we can take that next leg lower. But you can see pretty choppy and a 2-penny spread right now at its peak. As for SLV, you can see the inverted hammer with a nice strong volume print as well. So as long as we don't crack that, then maybe we can look to take a little bit of a move to the downside, just a short pop, because the trend is up and to the right, and we don't want to fight SLV or gold too much right now. I think that's a difficult trade, and we don't want to make things overly difficult. Yeah, and a nice rebound there. So a nice clean flush. We were almost 3 cents away from getting stopped out here on not 50 cents, 3 cents, Sharif, on AMZN. And there we go. Bang. There it is, an additional low.
What a beef with Joey?
Who?
50.
50?
He holds dirt on everybody.
These
and
guys
he
got
comes
dirt
out
on
at the
everybody.
most opportune times,
Yeah.
right when he's ready to strike.
Yeah.
He has videos. You see the Netflix thing he did on Diddy?
Yeah, of course.
Have you
man.
watched it?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's I mean,
crazy?
It's pretty crazy. He obviously doesn't like Puff Daddy, reasonably
He doesn't
so.
like a lot of people.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. I just think it makes him look like he was involved, and if the character, like how he speaks, yeah, no, it makes it look like P. Diddy was involved on Tupac and Biggie's murder. But if his character is who people actually portray him to be, then I can see it, because he's a narcissistic individual and he only cares about himself and want to be at the top. So if those things are true, I think there was some involvement. I always had the feeling before I even watched that documentary, I just thought it was really fishy that he was involved with kind of both of these individuals and what was really going down. Yeah. I think.
You remember what he did to Floyd? Remember when him and Floyd fell out, like in the mid-2010s?
Yeah. 50?
Like around 14, 15?
He's like, I'll donate whatever you want.
And like he started calling out Nelly for like hooking up with Floyd's, you know what I mean? Like it was all that
I love the part.
there.
He's like, yeah, I'll give you, I'll donate 100,000 to whatever charity you want, Floyd, if you can read one page out of a Harry Potter book.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. That was so mean.
Yeah, pure mean, man.
God.
Pure mean.
Pure mean. Guys.
But hold on.
Ahead,
What
Joey.
is mean reverting right now is Amazon as we slowly take like that thing right there. And that is going to be Amazon, guys, as we get that move to the downside. Read all of them, Joe. Yeah. I mean, oh, you've read all of them? Roseanne? Nice, brother. So Amazon, pretty good. My favorite author is Dean Koontz, by the way. He's a very good author. By the Light of the Moon and Intensity, easily my 2 favorite books. Let's go Amazon, a nice move to the downside.
Who wrote Clifford the Big Red Dog? I like that guy.
Oh, man, I have no idea.
Nobody
You're asking the
knows?
wrong
Who's
dude.
the author that wrote Clifford the Big Red Dog?
What the hell is even
What
that?
the hell is even that? What kind of question is that?
Feeling? All right, guys, we're going to have to take a bit of a break. We're sending it to a dare for happening now. Then Neil got his lesson of the day.
We're going to take a look here at this market, because right now, really nice push here to the upside. That's even after a gap up to start the day for the Nasdaq. It has held up relatively well. A little bit of flag action happening here now. Why? Are we taking a look here at the Nasdaq, and why are we gapping up? Well, I think we do have to mention here Oracle, of course, really leading the market. They're, of course, not a Nasdaq name, but they held up relatively well with a nice push to the upside post-market and continuing pre-market after we do have news that it looks like their TikTok deal, the US TikTok, should go into effect as of January 22nd. So nice look there for Oracle leading up the rest of the market. I do want to mention as well, the close is going to be huge. We do have quad witching set to be one of the largest, I believe maybe the largest ever. Here's a look at the NASDAQ 100 rebalancing names. The 6 on the left are going to be added to the index, the 6 on the right set to be deleted. So here are some names you can keep an eye on. And as always, you know you can find this on X at TTV Research. Take a look here as well at another infographic you can find at X at TTV Research, looking at Nike's year-over-year revenue growth for every quarter starting in Q1 2020. It's been kind of stagnant as of late, but of course NKE, the stock certainly wasn't. Did have a gap down initially on not weaker than expected earnings, but certainly a decline in China sales. As you can see though on the chart, it has bounced a little bit off of these lows. And I have to talk about something that's going to be coming up next, much like rebalancing, but a little bit before that at 1 p.m. Eastern, we are going to get comments from US President Trump. Now, we're never 100% sure what's going to be said ahead of time unless he out and out says something about it. But we know we did have some reports suggesting that the topic will have to do with the healthcare and medicine space. So keep an eye on that. You know, I'll be covering that, of course, for you guys right from this desk. Before we send you over to Neil, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Origenics. Concussions demand fast solutions, and NYSE-listed Origenics, or OGEN, is developing one designed to reach the brain quickly and non-invasively. Learn more by scheduling your meeting today. But you don't have to schedule Neil's lesson of the day, because it's going to happen right now. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, get ready to listen. Neil, give the people some knowledge.
Thank you very much, Tara. I have no idea why Clifford the Big Red Dog just came up. But I will tell you, it was a very wholesome book, series of books. And they did a bunch of shows off it. And anyone who doesn't know Clifford the Big Red Dog, yeah, it's just, it takes you back to your childhood. Now, why Sharif was mentioning that, and I'm going to give some screen time to Clifford. Put it on the screen. Why? Because Clifford was awesome. Apparently, there's like this little PBS thing here. You got games and stuff you can play. That's not really what the lesson's going to be about. But you know what? If that's Sharif's favorite book, then that's legit. Because I know lots of people that you should, sometimes some of the best and most memorable moments in your life or things in your life happen when you're really young. And I remember as a kid, reading that book. And I remember the friendships that I had when I was like under 10 years old. And it's like, some of the, just even thinking, honestly, even thinking about like playing ball before school with some of my old buddies, that gets me like, teared up. But for the lesson of the day, it's witching today. Ooh, Klarna partners with Coinbase to add stablecoin funding. Let's quickly check out Coinbase here on that headline that I just saw, because why? We're live right now anyways. That's not really moving, and Klarna's probably going to move more than Coinbase on this, are they? Yeah, a little spike to the upside on Klarna. Low volume name, less than 1 million shares on the day for Klarna. My gut is if Coinbase is moving, it's more tradable, but Klarna is the one that's going to end up moving a little bit better here with that partnership. Coinbase is making a lot of deals recently, for sure. But back to the lesson, it's about witching. And on a witching day, I've always found that there's two sets of trades. If you get something right off the open, like one of the ideas for like right off the open, if you get it, bang, hit it, quit it, make your entire day, and get the you-know-what out. And if it doesn't work, the opposite is so incredibly true. And I'll give you a couple examples here, because I like Palantir. I don't know if I like Palantir off of this VWAP. I just said something, I didn't like Palantir off VWAP the second time, but it worked. But if I go back and I look at the 15-minute chart on Palantir, like why did I like the breakout? I mean, you guys can see the consolidation here for the last 3 sessions, gave you a clean break to there and then another break higher. But you have to think about that same type of a setup, what it looks like when it doesn't work. Now, you heard me say I'm not risking more than 50 pennies. Some people might risk more than 50 cents on Palantir. I think on a day like today, I'm like, if it shakes me out, it shakes me out. Because what I don't want to happen on a witching day is being involved in a false break and fighting it. And if you look at Tesla, which was a false break, I mean, there was a consolidation break, there was a pre-market high break, there was a consolidation from 490 yesterday that it failed. This was just nasty. And look, we've seen reversals like this be bad before, so I'm not saying like you can't have false breaks, but on a witching day, where you know a big reversal off an even dollar level sometimes might have a little bit of fall through and then make it to that next leg down 480 pretty easily. You've got to understand that getting trapped in a false break on a witching day or being against the grain in that first 15-minute candle is more than likely going to be more painful than what the upside was going to be. Right? Like if I look at this break here on Tesla, okay, that's 490, but the prior high was 95. So you're playing 490, then 95 was that next level. The same way I just played station to station in Palantir. If I was doing the same thing in Tesla, you can't be that wrong if you're only looking to get that first $5 move, maybe hold a piece for the next $5. You just can't. You can't be holding it all the way into 40, $10 against you. You're probably not even wanting to average into this in the pre-market lows or hold it past the pre-market low. It's just not going to work when you get caught in that false break. So, breakouts can be absolutely fantastic. Like I made the argument this morning, and when we look back at it, that obviously CoreWeave should have been the one. And you can't, look, you're not going to catch them all. Did I get, I like Tilray as a short off the open. I didn't catch that one because I was on Palantir. I actually liked the reversion through 490 on Tesla. I didn't catch that because I was on Palantir. On a witching day, you just got to pick one and hope that one carries the day for you. And if it works out, great. You took something you liked. CoreWeave was a similar story. I'm here to tell you, obviously CoreWeave has been an absolute beast. But I'm willing to bet if it didn't hold that breakout and we had a quick reverse, CoreWeave is down at 63. When it does work, great, you got your big time follow through. But you got to understand on a day like today, it's crazy if it works right away. It is just as bad if it doesn't. And you do not want to get wrapped up. There are days when you might have a bit more of a choppy day. Maybe it's like a non-witching day. You might have a little bit more chop. Like a Tesla fail break is not going to rinse you as bad as it would have here. Like there's a chance that, it rejects that 490, maybe it bounces VWAP and does a little bit of a dance before eventually ripping faces off to the downside. But this initial candle, it's a 3-minute candle, there was none of that. No, it rejected and it's over, just like that. So especially on days like today, sometimes you can have a trade for right away at the open, break or take, works or it doesn't, and then maybe work into your trend trade, your support and resistance, but those are two separate things on a witching day. If you start melding them into one, like, oh, I like Tesla on a dip buy, but I'm gonna take that break and I'm gonna make it both work, you're gonna get smoked, especially when you know the amount of window dressing and market makers and hedging, everything that's going on at the open is basically to muck you up as a trader. So if it's not working right away, don't try to turn it into something that it's not on a witching day. Hit it and quit it, and then work into some other trades, whether that's trend trading or whatever it might be. And good luck for Tesla trying to bounce here. The market's trying to bounce here. Crypto's trying to bounce here. Hopefully, this downtrend in Tesla, for anyone out there, can abate. It is the exact opposite of the market, but it gave you the sign early. You knew almost right away that this was happening, and you didn't have to fight it if you were looking for the long. So simple lesson of the day, I can tell you this, the Thai food actually has a little bit of a kick, so I'm pretty pleased with it. It is pretty tasty. For me, it's about like a 3. I'll give it like a 3 out of 10, which, well, for some people, it probably consider, like, is Adara still here? Oh, she's not behind me. Adara probably is going to think it's too spicy. I should have warned her before she grabbed her food, but I think it's pretty tasty.
Where's Obi?
Where's Obi? Oh, we're going over that early.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, look at that.
Chilean nightmare is just constantly. Eat it? Eat it, Ram. Come on.
Eat it. Oh, my.
Bring me a chocolate from the fridge, and we can eat that.
Oh.
What happened to that Snickers that was there yesterday, Ram?
She gave it to Sean and Neil.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Sia was going to get it.
Oh.
Guess not, huh?
Oh, guess
not. Neil's dancing. Yeah, you know he ate that.
He's dead. Oh.
And he's going to get more chocolate.
Neil busting
Is my mic still working? Because I'll tell you right now, Ramin, this morning, and I'm gonna say it out loud so she has to stick with it, in the ear, I heard that she might have more chocolate. So I'm expecting to get some dessert as well. Ramin is just a kind human being like that should always be praised for being such an unbelievably generous member of our team who's always making sure that we are put forth in the best light, always thinking of others. And And I'm just gonna, and I'm gonna keep piling it on because every time I do, I somehow manage to get like candy or chocolate afterwards, and I'm really easy.
Piece of the puzzle
if you want to
falls into
manipulate
place.
me, it's not very difficult. It's not that hard. But Team Ram all day, every day.
Oh man, I can't win one around.
My actions.
But
You
not
used to be
anymore.
Team Ram Ram?
Not anymore, no.
see?
Oh, yeah. I
see what
flipped that
happens?
script. Yeah, because you should have seen the pictures that she sent me the other day.
What did she send you?
Oh, I'll show you, but we definitely
No, we
can't
gotta
show
show everybody,
No,
Joey.
we can't show. We literally
Why?
can't show everybody.
What happened,
Because it will just be a complete disaster. That's something that you can never recover from after
can't
that.
recover.
No, ever. I'll show you momentarily as soon as I get stopped out of the TQs here. But
Do it. Don't get stopped out.
well, I have no choice. I got to follow the rules there, my boy.
right.
Yeah, but Amazon's been pretty good for us. It's been bouncing off of this level. We're sitting at TQs. We get stopped out at 35s. That's fine. And then we'll just be patient. I thought that we'd be able to get a little bit of a move down. I'm going to pull that.
The chart, yeah.
Yeah, so that's Amazon right now, and I'm short the TQs out at 35s. If this candle breaks, I might get a little bit out a little bit earlier, but you can see we just kept bouncing off of 53.25s. I thought that we would have a chance to somewhat break that level and head a little bit lower. Doesn't seem to be the case just yet, but Amazon has been working really well for us, so we want to stick to our guns and the names that have potential to come right back in. Tesla had a really nice pop off the lows. You can see that this isolated volume print right here, it's going to be the largest 1 minute print, and then sure enough, boom, you're off to the races there on TSLA. I guess I have to look at what NVDA is up to because it's probably helping.
2/3, yeah.
Oh yeah, see, it's dragging the market up with it, so I'm gonna probably have to get out of this trade here momentarily, Sharif. I'm gonna pull up that picture. I'll show it to you.
No. The chat wants to see it.
I know the chat wants.
The chat wants to see it. They've been saying picture.
Listen, a lot of people want a lot of things in life, but that's not necessarily how it works. All right, that's just not the way. That's
way
not
to draw a line.
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
bro.
exactly. Sometimes it doesn't always work like that. Yes, Amazon.
Put the foot down. My immigrant friend, God bless him, right? He's similar to Ram, right?
What did he say?
Like, I'm just joking, girl. He came into the
gonna-
room and I was doing something. I'm not gonna say what I was doing.
Yeah.
But like he's like,
Why say it?
No. Well, you show him the picture, right?
See,
Right.
yeah.
So then he comes in, he's like, I'm putting my feet down.
Oh,
it's like, no, it's not feet, brother.
Multiple.
Right? And like my other friend who thought it was what's it called? Not a rock in a hard place. Yeah, she's constantly doing that.
Yeah,
she had
it's
me pause
crazy.
on one where I had my mouth open the entire day while she was editing.
Yeah.
She's a
savage.
menace to society.
Savage.
All right, look at that. Everyone's voting pick, Joey. It's all over for you, brother.
It doesn't matter what they
it's
vote.
all over.
It doesn't matter.
It's gonna get to the top of the leaderboard.
Listen, sometimes you guys can vote all you would like, but
You know
it's
we
not
can
going
get
to
it
change
from
the
Ram,
narrative.
right?
There goes.
I want to show SSE. Not Assassino. He's in vacation. Chile Nightmare, if I can, guys. Every single semiconductor microchip name, look at the chat, oh my God, is green on the day. There are none that are red on mine, and I have quite a bit over here. They're all green, being led here. Who's the biggest mover? Micron, not surprising. They're over 6% up on the day is Micron. We got AMD almost 5.5. What else do we have over here? We got ASML 2.5. We got SMH, that's the ETF, up almost 3. Lam Research up 4.3. So there's a lot of strength today in the world of semis. So if you're looking for something to trade, you need only look at the semiconductor names. They are all very strong. Also, I wanted to mention to you guys that you got to get into the chat and just hit the like button, guys. I think the like count is quite low. Let's take a look over here, Joey, because we had an individual in the chat be like, yo, you got to get the like count up.
Oh, tell him.
So we got over 5,000 of you guys watching right now. We only have 371 likes, guys, so it would mean a lot to Joseph and I if you could get into the chat, hit that like button, tell the algorithm you like watching us so that, we continue to improve a little bit on the algorithm. I do appreciate that. Machiavelli, he's dropping 10 in the chat. We appreciate him. He says, Joe, Trader TV Live.
Yeah.
Screenshot or it didn't happen. Ram, take matters into your own hands.
Guess it never
the
happened.
chat is relying on you because your boy Joey Options doesn't want to do it. Okay, let's get back to trading over here. Let's bring in the side chart and see what's moving, guys. So here's what was going to happen. So not on RZLV, excuse me, DJT. So this one, look, I had a plan on DJT over here. and I wanted to take that 16 dip. So while Neil was doing his lesson of the day, I had a breakout trade for above 41. I canceled it. I don't know why I canceled it. It was probably the wrong thing to do, but it did pop off into 70, so I could have made some money. The problem is, though, it's not holding trend, okay? It is a problem now because we are clearly putting in a downtrend. There is two lower highs off that 1709 peak, okay? So I'm not saying it's going to be a flat bottom break candidate because we're still well above VWAP, but be on the lookout here for the lower highs on DJT. To me, I would trade it as a range until we can break out from that 16 3/4. Because until we take out that 16 3/4, it's lower high, and lower high. And that keeps a damper on things as the shorts get more emboldened to take more aggressive positions lower down the line. So I'm going to be looking for a 16 hold. I'd like to see what it does around 16.15 because clearly there was a buyer on DJT 1140, 1145, 1150, all around that 16 mid-teens. So DJT still in play for me as a result of it being above the volume weighted average price. MDLN probably bamboozled a lot of people. And for that, I am sorry. I'm apologize for something I can't control, but I feel bad.
Dude, hold on. Yo, sorry to interrupt you, man. Look at Amazon. Something's going on with Amazon. I'm glad that we got all out of that trade, but it popped extremely aggressively right there. You can see these boom out, and then sure enough, the volume steps in, and you're off to the races. So that was insane. Guys, I'll show you the pick. How many people do we have? 5,100 people watching? We need, no, 3,000. It's that simple.
3,000.
3,000.
We got 1,000 already?
I don't know how many we have. It's not my job to account for how many likes we got currently right now, Sharif. If you guys want to see it, it's 3,000 likes.
We got 561, man. We got to get that number
up. 3,000 or it's a no-go. But yeah, Amazon volume stepping in, guys. You can see it on the lower time frames. We'll head over to the 1 minute. Something aggressive going on here. Maybe some news. If anything drops, we'll find out momentarily. If not, it just might be a little bit of a squeeze. I mean, if we do head over to the higher time frame HCF here, it's nothing crazy just yet. How much longer do we have on this specific print? Oh, a couple more minutes anyway, so keep an eye out on what we got going on with Amazon. Bro, it's blackmailing. No, it's a deal. It's essentially what we got going on. So yeah, I mean, Tesla had a nice bounce off of the lows. It's unfortunate that we missed this opportunity right here. You can see that isolated volume print right at the low, and then sure enough, you're off to the races. If we correlate that with the TSLL, let's pull that up right now and see what we have. Pull up. I mean, yeah, this was prime time. If you can get in at 59 at 60s, you can risk 10 cents right there, and then sure enough, you get a nice 3-to-1 off of that move. So nice out, honestly, on Amazon as it rebounded aggressively, and then a nice little print off of the lows here on Tesla. The market putting in a new high. You can see SPY starting to form a bull flag. You have the channel, those consistent higher lows with that flat top being formed, and then now you're starting to break through it, and you can see once again on the 5 minute volume really starting to pick up. So the market most definitely has a direction today, Sharif.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it does. Back into DJT. Let's see if this one wants to hold trend. I'm giving it to prior bar low. We already took a couple of beak wetters there as it did pop off. Prior bar low 1621. It's going to have to hold that for me to stay into the trade. Also, I want to bring your attention to MDLN. So I was trying to pontificate about this before Joey Options told us about the breakout there on Amazon. And this one probably bamboozled a lot of people. That's where I left off there. That double top at 43.90 where we got out kind of was the hint of what was to come. And then the neckline break. Look at that double bottom at 11:15, 11:20 on your 5 minute time frame. Consolidating around there, right? And then all hell broke loose. Lost it into 42, but look how aggressively this one was bought up off 42. Now, could we have had an inkling that that was going to happen? Well, yes and no. I wouldn't have got in here, just full disclosure, okay? But now that I look at it, these bottoming tail candles happening between 10:20, 10:25, 10:30 showed us that there was an aggressive buyer into that 42-ish area. So maybe I should have been more alive to that. I wasn't. I didn't take it. In any event, it's back above 43. But guess what? It's still doing that lower high kind of situation. So let's see if this can kind of change trend, get it back above 43.50, and then we'll see what this one has to offer. So I'm keeping my eye here on MDLN. Go Donald.
Oh.
There we go. So Donald's taking out some of my orders there. We got 32. I just got filled at 45. We're still putting in lower highs. Watch out for a ceiling, guys, coming in at 50. I've put my next profit taker above 50. So it's going to have to clear that whole dollar level for me to get the next print, unless, you know, I decide to take it out after. But I am afraid, I am cognizant, I should say, of these lower highs. This downward trend line over here, I think, is intact until it gets cleared and cleared decisively. Let's see what that half dollar has to offer us first before we start looking at that breakout level, which is, I think, a little bit above the half dollar. So DJT, been good to us on the day, but, you know, all good things, you know, likely to come to an end. Hopefully it comes to an end as we get out with that last profit taker. But I'm going to keep my eye on this one in the same way that I'm very focused on MDLN, up 8.66%. How about NBY? We did well on NBY as well. Well, this one's getting a little consolidative now. It's hanging around the fifth of a dollar, the quarter of a dollar, and in fact, it's, I don't want to say it's putting in a rounded top, but it's put in a few candles, which could be the beginning of a rounded top. So that kind of lower high, lower low rounding shape that we typically get when something starts to revert.
Sorry, Sharif, some crazy volume just stepped in here in the overall market. Bubin and I were just talking a little bit about NVDA, and I was going to mention,
the OG
so if you, yeah, exactly. So what I was about to mention is that just because there's so many factors that come into play when you're trading the TQQs, if this was just an actual stock, even though this isn't overly isolated, you can see that buyers push price all the way up to 53.50, and then eventually it closes as a bearish candle. If this was just an individual stock, yes, I would take this short, absolutely, 110%. But considering there's so many things that are coming into play here, he mentioned Meta heading towards the pre-market high. That looks like it wants to break. We had Amazon pumping, and then we also have NVDA putting in a new high of the day as well. It's really difficult to take this trade because why? Once again, the big boys are moving. What is Google up to? And if Google and Apple are doing the exact same thing, oh no, Google not looking too good, to be honest with you right now, Sharif.
Okay.
You can see that this flag is starting to be formed, but this is a key support level. I don't like these shelves. It's just like an overhang, in my opinion, and if it breaks, then that's when the momentum can really step in. We've seen it yesterday and on a couple of other names throughout the week, so keep an eye on what we have going on with Google and some more indecision prints across the board. So if we are going to pull back, the more of them that are correlating together, then I'll maybe decide to take a position to the short side on it. But if we have each individual name, we have NVDA putting in a new one, Google doesn't know what it wants to do, Apple just doing whatever, I haven't even looked at it today, but the majority of them just move. Oh, wow, Apple. And the market's not even reacting to this. It's at the low of the day with the chip names at the high of the day, and the TQs is still moving higher. So once we get correlation between the Mag 7, we all get those inverted hammer prints, or we're all moving in the same direction, then I think that's the best opportunity to trade the TQQs, or even the overall market in general.
Well, sounds good, Joey. Guys, I've moved up my stop to prior bar low on DJT. This current 5-minute candle is a candle of indecision. It's basically forming as a doji right now on the 5-minute chart. So prior bar low, I'm talking about the 12:15 candle on the 5-minute chart, 16:26. My stop goes below that. This candle that we're in right now, the doji candle, that's currently red, higher highs and higher lows. So even though it's not popping off, there is no reason for me to get out of the trade. I'd rather get stopped out, see it through, and see exactly what happens. I also want to mention DPRO. I did mention this one right at the get-go, but said very little about it subsequent to that. Is this a Nasdaq stock? Yes, it is. 2-penny spread. Volume, not bad. 2.33 million shares on a $7-ish name. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Now, it did form a topping tail candle in a 732, drop back down, held 7. The good news is now that psychological area of support, aka 7, is being supported by the 10 EMA on the 5, which is also a couple of shekels above 7 at the moment. So how do we trade DPRO here? Is there a trade on DPRO? The trade for me is an entry, ideally at the 10 EMA. It hasn't touched the 10 EMA too many times, but the candle that just closed at 1220 did. I would get out if it loses the 10 EMA because it hasn't lost the 10 EMA since overtaking it, I believe, in the earlier session. I want to say 10:55, 11, something like that. So I'm going to keep my eye here on DPRO, but it is still a bit of a slower mover. NBY continues to impress, man. A new high, well, not new. It got into 37s. It's still south of 39 where I got out there, but it's still holding trend, putting in higher lows generally, but there is a bit of a top now you feel in the 30s, especially the mid to high 30s, as every time it comes into that level, it doesn't really close anywhere around there. If in fact it's closing in the low 30s, I wouldn't say high 20s. So something to see, something to note there about NBY at that 30 penny level. So I don't mind getting in, quite frankly, here, and I can give it to prior bar low. Prior bar low takes me to 15. No, that's not where I'd want to go with that. I give it to current bar low. Current bar low is 25. That's what I'm going to do, Joey. Okay. I'm going to give this one a little bit lower than 25. We're going to get in smaller here, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to get in near the highs, and then we're going to give this about 23. So we're not risking all that much, quite frankly, as I don't want to give that much back.
Oh, no, Apple.
So let's go ahead, throw some profit takers on that bad boy. And we'll look to front run, of course, that high day. How's my friend Donald doing, though? Well, it's still holding trend. Funny enough, even though it's not bouncing off,
1, 2, 3.
we've got, what do we got here on Donald? We got 32s, it's in the 40s. The current candle setup are higher highs and higher lows, but they're weak. They're weak candles, quite frankly. So we'll have to see if this one gets going. There goes NBY, already filling me quick as you like, right into 35. However, we have not gotten that 38 print as of yet, so we will have to pack said patience into there. Well, there we go, just gotta resize that bad boy. So we're gonna keep an eye out on that. So holding NBY, holding DJT, some of the exact same names we've been trading all day, looking for trend continuation, but we're gonna be more aggressive in risk management by having the stop a little bit closer than I typically would have, just so that we can lock in profits and not give some back here during the more liquid time of day. DJT, this doesn't look like a good candle right now. Prior bar low, 31. I'm gonna be moving up my stop, so I keep moving up my stop into prior bar. If it stops out, it stops out. I don't really, can't do anything about that. So we're gonna go like that, and we're gonna go like that, and we're gonna cancel the old stop so it does not trigger. So that's what we're doing now, Joey. Tell them what you're looking at.
Yeah, crazy stuff. You know what's wild, man? Like, okay, there it is. It corrected itself. All right, we just hit we got our profit target right there, but it bounced right off of 60s. I'm thinking that we might have the ability to break 60s, so I'm going to try to hold this for a little bit longer. There it is. Yes, oh yes. I mean, yes. Oh, I took more shares than what I intended to. All right, man, this is what it is, a chip in a chair. Dangerous individual. What am I talking about here?
I have no idea,
I don't know, man. It's a relevant thing.
Though,
there it is. Hey,
you're feeling yourself today, so I'm happy. I'm happy about it.
Yeah. All right, it's always feeling ourselves. You know what's really unfortunate? Friday nights we typically have hockey strafe. I'm shut down for probably close to a year. So I don't know what I'm gonna do mentally, knowing that I can't play the game that I played for the majority of my life. But a nice move here on AAPL. I was thinking about getting into reffing when I get back. Yeah, I wanted to ref. I always wanted to ref, so I can still be involved, and then eventually I'll get back to playing. But yeah, I really want to start reffing. I got Mateo to hook me up with a guy, so after surgery, everything's good, and I start skating again. We're gonna be rocking and rolling. But what we got cooking up right now is Apple, guys. This has been a nice move off of the low, some indecision prints. I was just looking at the daily prints as well too. So we did hold that for a 2-to-1. That's a prime time target. And let's see if we can push a little bit higher on AAPL. We still have 75% of our position left. I'm thinking about taking some more off. He is Mr. Yes. Whoa, oh, who is Mr. What does that even mean? Easy Josephus? That's what my brother calls me. Josephus. All right,
Josephus?
but yeah, because he can't really speak that well. But anyways, when he was younger, anyways, that's what he was. But yeah, that's what we got going on with Apple, guys. A nice rebound off of the lows. Let's see if this move can be sustained and we can climb a little bit higher. Then we'll just catch an additional fill, and there it is. We're going up into the 70s now. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, Sharif. A nice little recovery here on the day in AAPL as we get that bounce. We're only down 0.5%, but I see a lot of people tagging me in the chat. Unfortunately, I'm not going to read them right now. I will momentarily, but I'm focused. Oh.
Chat. He's trying to test it. He's testing it periodically. He's testing the production mic. It's not, brother. Yeah, no, we weren't
like
hearing
this
you,
is coming through the stream right now.
The chat was hearing you, or the stream was hearing, but we, like Joseph and I were.
On stream right now.
Cowboy Cheeseburger, that's what I'm going to be doing. And that sucks, Matt Clouds, that you can't play tennis anymore. You just coach. That's the way to go, man. Eventually I want to. It would be nice to coach hockey. I think that'd be cool. I think I could be a championship coach, to be honest with you. I would build a sick team just because I know, and then we'll see if we could get that rocking and rolling.
I never got to talk about my tennis tournament, bro.
Oh, yeah, how did that go?
So remember I signed up for singles and mixed doubles?
Yeah.
So because there was a large turnout by the club, you had to choose one or the other.
Oh, and you went
the
to
only
singles.
reason I'm in the club is because of her.
Oh,
Right?
okay,
So I had to
you
get
went
a
to
singles.
the
There's no way I was going to bail out of that,
I'm saying,
bro. Right? I mean, I'm
it's
not
just like,
there. It's not
you have to break that one to her.
Exactly.
Like, we took the singles route, but hey.
Nah, she would have killed me. No, but in any event, so there was several divisions. There was the beginner, there was the open, intermediate, and expert. So I just went open. I don't want to go beginner. I just like let me just do open. Dude, we got second, man. She's actually really good.
Oh, that's a lie. That's not even real. No, it's not. Is it actually?
Unlock pick. I like that, Ram. That's smart. You want the pick unlocked.
Oh, I see.
You guys want to see Joey Options in his most vulnerable state. You got to get the likes up. There has to be 50 new subs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ram.
There you go. She opted with it. Did I say 3,000 likes? How many did I say?
I don't know what she said there. But you want to know what?
Oh, okay.
Chilean Nightmare. Can we show my chart? Because there goes NBY, excuse me. We take it out into the highs again. We got 46s on at the moment. That is the high of the day. 45, excuse me. 46 is the high of the day. Fantastic continuation today on NBY. NBY is him now because DJT is not him at the moment, right? Right back down into VWAP, and it looks like it's breaking down. So NBY, we're going to move up now, the stop to prior bar low. We're going to keep doing that. The ride trend, prior bar low, 4.25. Now, you're going to be like, Sharif, you know, where are you looking to add here, brother?
Where?
Well, I'm going to add onto the 10 EMA on the 5. We're going to keep an eye out on that one. I want to see if this can breach 50. Right? It's a 46 high a day. It's dilly-dallying right now in the high 30s. Fabian, please, my chart. In the high 30s, kind of low 40s. So we're going to see what this one has to offer. We're going to try to ride trend on this one as well. Sergio B, I am creating 50 additional accounts to see that. Get it, Sergio.
Do whatever you got to do, man. Yeah.
That's commitment.
Do whatever you got to do.
Machiavelli, Sharif, how can you run across a tennis court with them breaks? Bro, I'm pretty fast, man. I'm actually quite fast.
I'm going to be honest with you. Did you say the result of the tournament yet?
Yeah, we got second.
Oh, okay.
In the open.
Dude, I was all right.
Yeah, you were lit there. I let you do your thing.
So you lost in the final.
We lost.
Oh, no.
And by a lot.
Oh, okay. All right. But hey, man, we'll take second.
We got clipped in the finals, but we played really good. And that was like the first time her and I actually played like organized. Like we practiced together against each other. But we don't play together, right? We did a few times, but it's not enough.
But you know what they say, though, Sharif, right? You're not first, you're last, brother.
Well, yeah, it is, Joey. I mean, what do you want?
I'm obviously joking.
What do you want from my life?
You're not first, you're last.
Hello, Ram. Why are you there?
No, she was over in my space, and I'm trying to trade and stuff. I'm like, what are we going?
All right, guys, NBY into another height. Okay, send it to Joey, because Ram's going to help me out.
Yeah, all right.
Go.
Cool. BTC dumping, someone says. Is it? Let's pull it up here and see what we got going on. Nice little trade on AAPL. We needed that little boost. Get us right back into the driver's seat of the day, guys. So a nice move higher. Wait for that 2-to-1 target to be hit. And then we get up to 80s, which turns out to be a 4-to-1. But we didn't lock that in by any means. So, but it was still a relatively good one. MU looking like a classic bull flag. says specific. There goes Tesla. A nice recovery in TSLA today. Should have been a little bit more patient on this one because I think this would have been a quality opportunity as it's getting that rebound. Market's slowly coming in, and it was a nice bounce off of the lows there on AAPL. I talk about the devil's in the details. It truly is, and I live and die by the 1 minute. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Apple coming against us a little bit there. That's okay. We got all out. That was really quick. This thing's extremely volatile right now, especially with a 1 penny spread. So a lot going on with AAPL. We'll head over to the lower time frame and see why we were getting in on this specific level. It was this candle right here. You can see it. So I'm like, I seen this, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's positive. We'll take it. We'll get involved in that. And then sure enough, we get that move higher, prints the inverted, and then you're heading right back down to the downside. So this is what I'm talking about, the detail in the 1 minute. Sometimes it can obviously bamboozle you and send you in the wrong direction. But if you are engaged and you happen to be on one and in that flow state, then sure enough, boom, you get that move there. It flushes clean, same thing. And you can see the exact same thing that happens. So keep an eye out on that 1 minute time frame. Live and die by the sword, as they say, Sharif.
All right, guys. AMD is going to clear 6%, and everybody keeps asking, so we're going to just read this headline quickly before we do the news. AMD shares rise as CEO Lisa Su meets with the Minister of Commerce of China. Oh. So she met with Minister Wang Wentao in Beijing on Thursday. The government agency said the two sides exchanged views on the company's business development in China and strengthening cooperations with China, the agency said, so not her. The Commerce Ministry said that in a statement. AMD did not respond to comment from Seeking Alpha. The Trump administration has launched a review that could result in the first shipments to China of NVIDIA's H200. President Trump also said earlier this month he had approved the sale of NVIDIA's H200 GPUs to China, and that the same approach would apply to AMD and Intel and, quote, other great American companies. Well, guess what? As we spoke, AMD taking out 6%, now only being outdone by Micron on my watch list at least. Great day today for the semiconductor microchip names. Fantastic look there as the Chinese, hopefully, buyers again of these American chips. You guys know we've been talking about this for a while. The regulator in China has been dissuading their companies from buying American chips. We kind of like speculated that they didn't want to use, substandard technology. Proud country, proud people. But then we also saw that they were trying to build up their own industry through Huawei, through their Ascend products, as well as SMIC, and there's MetaX now. There are many different players emerging in the Chinese market trying to fill the gap there for AI chips. So we're going to have to see what AMD can do with that country and whether the sustained 6% push holds and how high we go. We're going to pause for a second. Joseph and I, we're sending it to the big desk.
Keep an eye on Merck, one of these pharma names that's actually doing pretty well and trying to push higher here. Washington Post reporting that at least 7 drug companies are set to announce price cuts with U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House today. Those companies include MRK, GlaxoSmithKline or GSK, and Sanofi or SNY. So a couple different tickers on watch. I was also seeing reports this morning suggesting that AbbVie or ABBV was another company that could be in the 7. You guys know as I get more details, I'll certainly keep you all posted. We don't know for sure that this is the meeting at 1 p.m. or the announcement at 1 p.m., but it's very likely to be so because Trump's other 2 events on the calendar. One of them is a Christmas reception, and the other one looks like it's one of his rallies on the economy. So very likely to be this 1 p.m. meeting in about 20 minutes. I will, of course, keep you all apprised of any information I glean in the meantime. Back to you.
All right, so there goes Apple right back towards the highs, guys. I was thinking about posting up at 270.40s once again, but it just put in this strong 1 minute print, and sure enough, you're off to the races and heading towards that key pivot of around 270.80s on AAPL. So a nice little bounce. I think it can recover here today on the session, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
Fully, maybe not, but I think you can get a nice rebound, head back into the middle of this range here, guys, and even possibly the volume-weighted average price. So keep an eye out on it. Keep your eyes on the 1 minute time frame and see if it's going to break this level. You're going to probably take an additional leg higher once it does crack that 270.80 level, which it looks like it's going to right now.
It's going to. Guys, I want to bring your attention. I just got into a new trade, by the way, LUNR. We're going to give this to 14. It loses 14, I'm out. Simple as that. Let's see what this one does. But I want to bring your attention as well. Donald John Trump at the volume weighted average price, holding on for dear life over here as a long trade, of course. The lower highs are still operative, as we have been saying. These chart patterns, you know, they don't exist in a vacuum. So when we talk about them, we really do mean them, right? Look at this, lower high, they mean something. They mean that sellers or profit takers, short sellers or profit takers are basically seeing what we are seeing. And every time it pops into an area high, we're looking to bring that one down again. So watch out now for about 1640 to 1650 resistance if this lower high pattern continues to trend. But that doesn't mean you can't pick it up as a long for a scalp trade off the volume weighted average price. In fact, if you did, if you picked it up at 1607, you're about 20 pennies in the money. Keep your eye on DJT. I'm going to be keeping my eye on this one as well. But LUNR, the reason I got in here, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red candles set up. You get a candle of indecision that goes green, and then this candle here that we're currently in, kind of straddling 14. All those candles, though, looked like they were defending 14. And then 14, when you look previously, a very, very interesting area of indecision. We get into that 14, we put in a doji candle, we drop all the way back down into about 13.5. So I want to see how 14 trades here now that we've cleared it by almost 50 pennies with a high of day of 14.48. We're going to pause for a second. We're sending you back to the big desk with Adair.
I'm feeling you actually might like this story here, Sharif, because Morgan Stanley pushing a little bit higher here. Bloomberg reporting that SpaceX is interviewing some banks for its blockbuster IPO. Apparently, one of these contenders is Morgan Stanley. Now, MS apparently also is viewed as having a bit of an edge, according to this report, because Elon Musk apparently has close ties with the bank. So again, MS pushing higher. Bloomberg reporting that this company could be a top contender for the SpaceX IPO. Back to you.
SIDU taking out highs. SIDU is going here, guys. I haven't had any trades on this today, but it is really going. If I can show the chart. $1.15 right into that area high, but topping tail now. But I mean, when you look at it, it really does defend the 10 EMA quite well. So if you're able to give a little bit of room between that 10 exponential moving average and your stop, like case in point here, I would put, having seen what I've seen now, my stop below the 20. And the 20 and the 10 are not too far away from each other, so I don't feel like you're risking all that much. Why do I say the 20? Well, look, it wicks below the 10. Right? It has a tendency to do that, but it also has a tendency to get bought up and close above the 10. In fact, this is the only candle that actually closed below the 10, the 11.55, and then it rockets right back up. But it's topping tail, so now we know that short sellers and or profit takers are using this mid-teens area as either a profit-taking level or an area off which to get short. So SIDU is going to be in focus for me. How we trade it, though, will likely depend on whether or not it holds trend. So 104, that's where VWAP is, but I'm more inclined to pick this up off the 10 EMA, and as I just spoke about, give this one a little bit of room into the 20. How's my trade doing on LUNR? We're flat. We're 1 penny, 2 pennies in the money, but yet to take any profit on this one. LUNR up 30%, but it is now finding that sort of consolidative look that we get sometimes during the midday as the volume drops off and traders go and get some lunch. 1 second here. Okay, we're going to go to Joey Options. He's got something to tell you guys.
All right, guys, for too long, trading meant risking your own money or never having enough to start. The fear of losing, that's what kept so many traders on the sidelines, but that's changing. Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets. With its limited risk trading model, traders use funded capital while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what truly matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. When you hit the profit target, you keep 70% of the profits, no fear, no barriers, just real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading. Powered by Trade the Pool, visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now to get 10% off your first evaluation. Yeah, and there goes AAPL, guys. So from 270.40s, you're almost, if you were fortunate enough to take that, and then once again, the details in the price, could have posted up there, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and then we would have been a nice move to the top side. So that would have brought us right back into the game. I think we have Mr. Mendel coming up momentarily there, Sharif. Yes, Jeffrey.
I can't wait to hear about because he's got some ADR news.
Yeah, some
I gotta
ADR
tell you, I'm
news.
very excited about that because you know that I I own BYD. I haven't been doing well on it, obviously, but you know, that's more of a longer-term hold.
Did you see the one that he what we're going to be talking about, MetaPlanet?
And I have that already on my watch list. I've had that on my watch list.
You had MetaPlanet on your watch list, eh? Okay, cool.
It's been on my watch list since the pandemic.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So
since the Demi.
Since the Demi. This watch list, the basis of which. You see how she's a bully?
Yeah, I know, man.
See how she's a bully?
Man. Someone locked this person up.
What happened, Joey?
Chat, for the record, I said he's so smart.
No. Yeah, but you guys know that she doesn't mean it, right? I love how they can hear you, Ram. Thank you for doing that.
Can they actually?
It makes it so much better.
Oh, yeah, that is so much better. When they speak to us,
yeah,
they
get
can
to hear
Ram
and how mean she is to everybody. And, they
exactly.
understand what's going on there.
Man, oh, man.
Wait till you get to know her. Yeah, trust me, bro. All right, so here we go. We're still holding on UNR.
They're going to be besties.
Well, we'll see.
No, Ram's nice. She actually leaves me her salmon all the
we're
time.
kidding, of course, when we say that.
Leave me her food, her lunch and stuff all the time, which is nice because obviously, you know.
She's not mean. Sia's already in the chat. Oh, I can attest.
I didn't see it. Where's Sia in the chat? She said, oh, you got to get a, listen. No, you need to get the mod because now you just got the membership. So we need Ram to set you up with a mod so we can know that it's you because you said the other day that you were talking in the chat, but we didn't know you were there.
I had no idea.
Oh.
She said she was being ignored that day. So she's basically implicating us. For the ignoring.
What if we run into issues with Sia and she's Ram 2.0 and mean to us too, saying that we're ignoring her in the chat?
I don't know. I don't get the.
You don't get the vibes from it. All right, I trust you. You're
she's all that mean, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't feel like you're on that.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. We'll hit this for Sia right here. All right, man. Good stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
There goes SIDU, SIDU into the $1.20 high. What a fantastic breakout this has been. Ram, show the chart if I can, man, please.
Do something.
$1.20. We're up 40% here on your friend SIDU. And it's really going here, Joey. I was trying to pick some up off the 10 EMA. That looks like it's going to be a hollow dream now, but SIDU taking out highs, and it's done a good amount of volume. I realize it's only $1.20, but 6.5 million shares, does create enough liquidity to get in, get out without, fear, and it has been a 1 penny spread since I have been watching it. So SIDU looking real good over here. Ram, don't take that. They're backing you in the chat. I like that. Yannick saying XTKG. Let's have a look at that one for the OG Yannick. Yeah. Oh, we got Mendel?
Yeah, we got
all right,
Mendel.
1 second, just 1 second with Mendel. KG, because I just brought this up. Great call out. That's a breakout right there. That is going on the side chart. I don't know who I'm going to take off. MDLN maybe. It's losing trend. So we're going to go XTKG. Thank you very much for that, because that is the kind of thing we're looking for around here when you kind of get these kind of breakouts. So thank you for that. But we have to pause for a second, of course, because now we have Joey's favorite and my favorite as well. Jeffrey Mendel from New York City and OTC. Bring him in. There he is.
What's up, guys?
What
How's
a
it
handsome
going?
fella.
Long time no see. It's not like you were
Wow.
here last week or anything like that, right, Jeff?
or earlier this week.
Yeah,
or earlier this week.
But Jeffrey, when do we get the lunch is the question. You've been here on multiple occasions, and it's been Neil and Sean every time. I'm curious as when we get to go out and enjoy the privilege of
We didn't even get a doggy bag.
Nothing.
We didn't even get a doggy bag, Jeff. We were promised a doggy bag.
Where's our, but what we still do have here, Jeffrey, if you remember,
there
people
we
don't
go.
forget, right?
There
We
we
hold
go.
on to our gifts around here.
That was definitely a good marketing, good little marketing thing right there. But guys, we'll definitely figure something out. It's just you guys are on the show. You guys,
I know.
That's your hour.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the power lunch.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey,
I don't know if I
we're
can
talking
say
some
that.
ADRs
CNBC
today.
probably has it like, yeah, we are actually. Okay, so little bit of an educational segment here, I think, right? So, we're always talking about new securities to trade on OTC markets, right? We talk about securities coming from different regions of the world, right? And so, we typically talk about those 5-letter symbols that end in F, but they're usually Canadian, right? And, a lot of that has to do with what you guys can actually trade on the show. We like to talk about stuff that you can pull up on your charts and everything like that too. But there's an entire segment that sits outside that, right? It's U.S. quoted symbols, or U.S. dollar denominated quoted symbols of locally listed companies, right? And so there are 5-letter F shares. One that I don't know if you'll be able to bring it up on your platform, but it's MetaPlanet, MTPLF. There was a big uptick in trading in this name. It had to do with it definitely had to do with like crypto, Bitcoin related news. Big uptick in trading, lots of interest from it coming from U.S. investors, right? That is why the share, or the MTPLF, you can't see it on your chart.
No.
Is
I have
in the U.S. dollar denominated quote, right? What?
I have MPJPY.
So there we go. That is the next thing. So an ADR program was actually started for this symbol, right? And so if you want to bring up the new or the other symbol, MPJPY.
Try
that's what we got right there.
MPJPY. Try there we go. You want the daily on that, Jeff?
Well, you won't see much of a daily.
It's brand new.
It started today. It's a brand new DR program. So it's sponsored ADR program. That means that a DR bank is holding shares of the local symbol, right? And so this is a great kind of like point to make, right? You guys have access to trade the ADR version of this. That is because the ADR is DTC eligible, CNS eligible. It makes it so your trading firm, who you guys trade through, can easily clear and settle it. Whereas that F-share version of it, the reason why you guys aren't able to trade it is typically there's higher costs associated with it for a firm like yourself, right? Proprietary trading firm, in and out of securities all the time, right? That doesn't mean that people that are watching the show on their platform, they can't buy and sell MTPLF or hold MTPLF. This is just another version of that symbol in DR form, where you guys can start taking a look at.
So Jeff, how do we arbitrage? Like, what's the setup here? Maybe that's the wrong word. I know you're in finance. So what is this product typically used for? Give us kind of the background of that.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're using the incorrect word, right? But I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about how to arb an ADR versus the local symbol, right? I mean, listen, there's trading strategies out there. There's people that do it, right? You guys are the professionals when it comes to actually trading symbols, right? This is just another way. Like, until today, you guys being able to participate in in buying and selling, MetaPlanet wasn't possible on your platform. Today it is. And so, it's it may be that same way for some of the other people that are watching the show right now. I thought it was a great way to kind of see how a security has, kind of, a lot of activity trading it, and then, just make another form for it as well too. It's also on our QX marketplace as well too, right? That's our premier marketplace, right? Not to jump into it too much, but that just means that we are working with that issuer, right? They are disclosing all the information that we require to be there. It also meets the thresholds that we put in place for it as well too. And so, great kind of story. See this company kind of pop up and now, just more access to more people that didn't previously, or that previously weren't able to trade it, right? And so, like, also too, it's like, we talk about the 5-letter F shares, Canada, MTPLF outside of Canada. Y shares though are all Y shares, right? The ADRs, right? That signifies the 5-letter ending in Y. That signifies a DR program, and that comes from Europe. That comes from APAC. That comes from everywhere else in the world. And so, a lot of the names that we talk about every day, especially, Sharif, I know you love talking about BYD, right? BYDDY. That's a DR program. as well too, right? So it's it's like those symbols in the DR form.
Jeff, one more question. I know you've answered this before, but I think it probably is a good idea to speak about it again just for the audience. So the tickers that end in Y, how do they differentiate from the tickers that end in F? I know you just kind of touched on it right now, but just for everybody 101.
Okay, so the quick rundown is the 5-letter F shares ending in F.
Yep.
That is a U.S. dollar denominated quote of a local listing.
Of a local, gotcha. Okay.
It is the local security, right? It's the same QSIP, right? It is that security.
Okay.
A DR is a depository receipt. It's a different security, but it is indirect ownership in the the local share that is being held at typically at a DR bank.
Gotcha. And that typically is listed elsewhere, like for BYDDY, it'd be like the Hang Seng or the Shanghai Exchange, whatever else. So that typically would be the case, but it's held locally in the United States at a DR bank.
Correct, like I said, and so then there's unsponsored and sponsored DR programs, right? But for this one, right, I don't know out the top of my head. I don't know who the DR bank is for MetaPlanet, but it's the big DR banks. It's Citi, J.P. Morgan, Bank of New York, right? To name a couple of them.
Yeah, so shout out. I'm just doing some research right now on this MetaPlanet stock. Interesting, guys. This is a Tokyo-listed company. It's pivoted. Its primary treasury into Bitcoin. It's often referred to, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, as Japan's micro strategy. They've been aggressively pushing into Bitcoin to protect against their volatility and the depreciation of the Japanese yen, which is perfect timing for you to actually mention this, Jeff, because, of course, the Bank of Japan today with the interest rate. So that was perfect timing to bring that up to us as well. So I wanted to mention that.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Jeff, I want to take a couple steps back here because I've had the privilege to listen to you on, obviously, when you talk with Sean and Neil, and you're talking about record volumes. It feels like every week when you come on, it's a new record volume on Moon, that is, I'm referring to. So I just want to know what the growth and how you're going to project this, because it seems like you were going from something essentially that was growing at a linear state, but now starting to go exponential. Do you still see that moving in that trajectory in the future, or what?
Interesting.
Well, I'm not going to give a future prediction, but what I will say is that there's been a significant tick up in activity, right? And the way that you described it, it is exactly that, right? One of the catalysts for that was the South Korean regulators allowing retail participation again for that time frame. So for third daytime, right, our nighttime, for them being able to get back into the marketplace. It was a big uptick for the entire overnight session in general, right? We have also brought on new clients as well too, clients that provide liquidity, clients that are seeking liquidity. And that is how some of the, that is how like a lot of the growth that you guys are seeing, on Moon, that's where it's coming from.
Gotcha.
And then as far as what happens next month, the month after, we're actively out there looking for more participants. We're actively out there educating people as well too on how they can be a participant in the marketplace. By people, I mean firms, right? So we're talking to broker dealers. We are talking to all sorts of broker dealers, right? Proprietary firms, retail firms, market making firms, right? And then just anyone pretty much that wants to kind of take a look and see what's involved in it, right? From it's not just buying and selling a stock, right? There's things that go on behind it, right? There's a clearing aspect of it. There's a risk aspect of it. And it's just a general education. And as more people are talking about it, more people are getting comfortable with it, there's more participants that are added to that pool as well too, and we are in a lot of active conversations with firms like that.
And I wanted to mention, Jeff, you mentioned Moon there. So for our viewers who don't know, that is basically kind of the blue ocean version for the OTC markets. You can trade overnight. So that is, it's called Moon. You obviously need permissions on your brokerages there, but I want to mention that because that's a new product for you guys, relatively new, right, Jeff?
Yeah, and so actually, you can go to our website. We're talking about this the other day. You know, we have a Moon ATS activity page as well too, just like we do for the daytime, which we bring up for OTC securities. We have that for Moon specifically as well too. So that's a great real-time source overnight to look at it. If you want to drop it in the chat, right?
I got it right here.
I'll forward it over to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you can see the activity that's going on there. Right. Obviously we are done trading for this week on Moon.
Yeah.
It starts up again Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and you'll see, you'll start to see some new activity on that page as well to kind of track it real time.
And that's notional value, I'm assuming, right there from a volume standpoint.
The volume, yeah, because it has a dollar beside it. That's amazing, Jeff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jeffrey, before.
And as you guys could see, right, if you're taking a look at it, that's all listed securities on Moon ATS.
Yeah.
And then also in 2026, one of our goals is to do that same process that I just discussed about listed securities trading overnight, is to do that with over-the-counter names as well too, right? And think about that, right? The companies that are very actively traded during the daytime are a lot of companies that are, it's Tencent, BYD, right? Companies that are listed in APAC as well too, right? And so, would be some of the same companies that are available on OTC overnight as well too. Then there's Luckin Coffee and Didi, right? That have no local listing. But they trade on OTC. But obviously, it's like Didi, one of the largest electric car manufacturers in the world. Luckin Coffee, is like.
I gotta ask though, Jeff. I gotta ask exactly.
Did you get it yet?
You knew exactly what we were gonna ask too. Okay, yeah.
All right, Jeffrey. Before we wrap things up here, we know you talk football with Sean and Neil. We're not talking football right now. That's fine. That's fine. Right. We're fight fans. Are you gonna be watching Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua tonight or what?
I mean, what else is there to watch?
Hey. All right.
Really
give us the prediction of the fight.
Entertainment. It's
entertainment.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
There we go. All right. Jeffrey Mendel, head of broker-dealer sales at OTC Markets. Jeffrey, always great to have you on. Great educational segment today. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Good to see you guys. Thank you.
Take care. Jeffrey Mendel, guys, love the education there. And yeah, new products always, man. They definitely, it's another, another arrow in your quiver, so to speak. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing to have there to improve your trading, and another product to use. All right, guys, let's get right down to business here. While Jeffrey was giving us that lesson, your boy over here punched into SIDU. Okay, Joey?
You did it.
So now we're doing it live. We just took out the beak wetter there at 18s. Let's see if it wants to work into 20s. It was an ugly, ugly double top into $1.25. Drops back down. Funny enough, holds the 10 EMA on the 5, and your boy saw that, and he punched right back into it. We stop out on a breach of the 10 EMA on the 5. I put my out right below that. Let's see if this one wants to run up. And if it does, how high do we go? Do we test the $0.25 or do we make our way into a third? SIDU having a good day, 38%, and looking to go. Here's 19s, Joey. Could we see a 20 print sooner rather than later? We shall see. I've been holding LUNR. No prints on LUNR. We're in the money. We're out of the money. We're in the money. Look, I like what this is doing. I feel like I saw the same thing with Donald John Trump yesterday, in the sense that this one was kind of holding a long area of support, and then the more liquid time of the day came, I want to say around 145-ish towards the end of the show, and then as you saw, all hell broke loose to the high side yesterday with DJT really taking out highs in the later part of the day. So I'm holding LUNR, I'm holding SIDU, and I'm looking for more. And the OG Bovin, just told me ASTI just touched 4. Let's take a look here at ASTI. I got to tell you, Bovin, I don't know if I'm a fan of this one. 3.25 million shares on a what's it called, a $3-ish name, almost 4. It's not bad, Bovin. You got to appreciate that flat top breakout through 380. It's whether or not we get a continuation through 4. I'd pick this up, Bovin, at 380. I'd probably front run it, maybe 382, 383, so we can pick up some ahead of that breakout level, which I gauge to be 380. So this is up 27.33%. I'm talking, of course, about ASTI. I do apologize for not throwing the ticker on there. There you go for all those who are following along. ASTI, not a bad looker, but I'm going to wait for a little bit more on this one, Joey. Show them what you're looking at.
Yeah, baby. Absolutely. I've accidentally, so this was a nice move there on AAPL as it rebounded aggressively right into the volume-weighted average price. And then I've accidentally punched short here on the TQs, guys. I did not mean to do that. I wanted to post up at a different level, and now it's kind of going against me. So we'll just have to manage this accordingly. And if we get, excuse me, if we get stopped out, it's going to be at excuse me, at 60s. Yeah, I'm totally fine. No, I'm not busy TV. But yeah, so that's what we got going on here. I've seen a couple of the bigger names start to pull in, and I'm more or less referring to NVDA. The thing is, the Oracle putting in a new high of the day. Google looks like it wants to bounce off of some key support level lows. Starting to come back in, but a nice indecision print right there. Something to keep your eye out on. So we might take a quick stop out. But Apple was a really nice trade. I wish I re-engaged on that specific entry and then took it all the way to the volume-weighted average price. If this high breaks, then we're going to get out of dodge on this one. Once again, I did not mean to get in exactly where I was. I posted up at the wrong number. But Adara, what do you have for us?
We're taking a moment to thank our friends here at Beta Pro by Global X Canada, because we have some exciting news out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by Global X Canada, which happens to be the largest provider of leveraged inverse and inverse leveraged ETFs, they've just launched 6 new triple leveraged ETFs offering 3 times bull and 3 times bear exposure to the S&P and TSX 60s, semiconductors, and on U.S. Treasuries. But even better, they are offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. Plus, the U.S.-focused strategies will use currency hedging, which offers the potential for pure performance and exposure. So if you happen to be a tactical, sophisticated trader who's looking to amplify your performance, just check out betapro.ca/3xdaily to learn more. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Who's this? Isles of what the hell? Okay, let's read this. Something will destroy us. Thank you for the $5 super chat there. I do appreciate. Light, L-I-T. I'm assuming you're talking about Litecoin. Lumentum develops the Face ID technology for iPhones. It's up 109% in 2 months. No, okay, it's obviously not Litecoin. They've closed deals with Google, NVIDIA, Oracle, et cetera, et cetera. Boy, Joey options making me cough. Let's take a look at LITE. Where's my side chart on? There it is. LITE. Let's take a look at that, Joe. Oh, wow. This has been a rocket ship as of late. Whoa. Okay, this was coming from real low over here. Joey, look at this. This is tariff tantrum, $45, and from the area high, like 725% in a few months. Let's take a look at the daily on this one. Oh, fantastic looking daily as well. I mean, sorry, intraday. 930 pop, we come back, we hold VWAP, higher lows, higher highs. You guys get the drill. This is a really good looking name. The name of the company, Lumentum Holdings. Market cap, 25 billion. As they in LITE, Ram. I mentioned that. Oh, you want me to throw that on? Absolutely. see. LITE is a designer and manufacturer of optical and photonic products enabling optical networking and laser application worldwide. Segments include cloud and networking as well as industrial tech. The cloud and networking segment products include a comprehensive portfolio of optical and photonic components. Separately, we did hear about Marvell making an acquisition with a company that deals with just that. So great call out there, and thank you for pointing that out. I don't have an optical and photonics component to my watch list, but maybe I should, especially since they're an Apple supplier. Thank you for that. Not a company I knew anything about. You learn something new every day, Joey Options.
Absolutely.
And you want to hear something else?
What's that?
There goes LUNR, Ram into that above the quarter dollar. Your boy's gonna wet his beak there. Now we're gonna cancel the trade above that. Let this one run up 31 1/5. It is doing that rounding effect off 14, holds 14, super clean. Here comes the third of a dollar. We got to get above 31st. Give you an idea about the technicals on this bad boy. There it goes and wets the beak here into 34. You eat that. There we go. Eat from the garbage, you disgusting bird. No, I'm playing. There it goes into 39s, Ram. You're not going to hit that on me because this trade is a banger, girl. Boom. We're going to hit that. She's so mean, bro.
We've had malicious.
There it goes, Joey. Options into the high. We are close. We're about 10 pennies off the high. We got it at 14s. It's knocking on the door on 40, Joey, and we got some sharage over here. What are you looking at, my man?
I'm looking at, let's see what these boys are up to over here on the TQs. I'm going to get out of this trade once again. I didn't mean to get in right here. There are some signals I wanted to post up at a higher level, just around 53.60s, and then I accidentally typed in 50s, and then it got me in right at 53s. So not the ideal entry. We did get a move back into 53.50, but we bounced right off of it. And I'm keeping my eye on what Microsoft, Apple, and all of the Mag 7 are up to, because once again, I mentioned how important it is to monitor those big names, especially when you're looking to trade the TQs, all right? So they just have too much influence, or obviously a massive part of the index. So if they're not correlating all together, then it makes it a little bit more of a trickier of a trade. And it's never good when you have a name like where you have names like Tesla and AAPL that were starting to form bottoms while the rest of the bigger names were climbing higher. Then you get that rotation, and then sure enough, those other names that were at their high or at or around their highs start to cool off, and then you get the rebound in the names that were coming off of the lows. That can just drive a little bit more fuel into the TQs. So you just have to be really cautious on when trading, and if you don't get out when you're supposed to, it's going to cause you a world of pain, and that's not what we want, right? We don't want to go through that or endure any of that. But as for TSLL, nice drop systems, nice grab off of those lows. This was the ideal entry, in my opinion. I struck out at the plate on this name, but I would have took a couple more opportunities or a couple more entries on this if I could. But that's just not the case. I was like, I'm just expending too much mental capital at this point. But look at the volume. You can see that was the largest that we've seen in the span of a couple of hours. And then sure enough, you can see you have those indecision prints, and then you start to rebound. And it's the exact same thing with AAPL. So with Apple, we were long off of these lows. These candles specifically, we get the pop higher, it pulls back, it fails to crack the low of the day, and then you get that nice rebound into the volume-weighted average price, which you're now currently rejecting and heading back in. So let's go TQs, man. If you can break 53.52 without stopping us out, I think we have the opportunity to take that next leg. I'm not going to call this a shelf, but you can see the consistent higher lows right here. And then once this level breaks, then maybe we can get off to the races in the TQQs, brother.
Sounds good, Joey. All right, SIDU, we got a price spike up on that one. Fabian, right into 121. We wet the beak at 120. It's putting in higher lows, but it's really having trouble continuing above that $1.05. I want to say that 120 areas. I mean, it didn't spend all that much time up there. Look, when it got to 125, it was a quick double top, and down we went again. So that's the bad side of the equation. The good side of the equation, which keeps me in the trade, is the higher lows, the incremental higher lows. Again, anything below $1.11 ends this trade for me, but LUNR, it's doing it freaking live. Drop system says, look, the bottom is about to come off on drops on LUNR. And that's fair because it does have resistance at 14.48, 14.5, that $0.5 area. I put my next profit taker north of the $0.5, so either I get stopped out or I take that profit taker at around 55s, moving back into 38 it goes. Let's see if there's continuation on this one. NBY has reawoken. It did lose the 10. It lost the 20, but you know what it held? The whole dollar level. In fact, it's a double bottom on the 5-minute chart off that $4. It didn't quite make it down into 4. It looks like it 402, 403, but up it goes again, and up nicely it goes into the third of a dollar. In fact, above a third of a dollar. So this one's looking real good, quite frankly, man. NBY looking to take out that $0.5, which is exactly the high of the day. We almost got that on the initial pop-up there. Back to LUNR, there it goes into 42. We are looking now for a high of day break of 48. We haven't been at 48, I want to say, since around noon hour, so we'll keep an eye out there. Yannick saying Premier League is moving again. PL, it's not Premier League, but you know, that's what I call it. Look how good this LIT thing is. I need to create a new watch list, Joey. So we're going to throw that on there, man. 8% for this thing. Let's look at Premier League, though. Good call out there, Yannick, man. Very nice on PL.
This thing, the market might break out here.
Market's going to break out?
Yeah,
Joe?
I think so. Yeah. Let's touch on this here real quick. You can see we're starting to form that flag, and there it goes. I mean, this is the push and pull that it can get you frustrated really quick. Thankfully, I know where I'm going to get out, but it's just the consistent push and pull. So you had NVDA heading towards some lows. But then you have Microsoft climbing higher. You have Apple deciding it wants to bounce. You have Microsoft doing anything. You have Google moving lower. So that's why you have to be really cautious. I think what I'm really starting to learn, considering I'm monitoring this, it's like, I get it. You're trading a basket of stocks. Oh, did they change what's going on? Oh, maybe not. Oh, all right. You're like, this is essentially a basket of stocks. But when they're all doing something different, it makes it significantly more difficult to trade. All right, so there's Tesla, and then there you go. You have Tesla moving towards the high. So it's just really, really like, it's like, hey, you don't know if you're coming or going at the end of the day. So I think after this, if we get stopped out or we hit target, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from the TQs because it's just expending my mental capital. It's just like, oh, okay, no, Apple's going up. No. Oh, yes, NVDA is going down. Yes. Oh, no, Microsoft's going up. And it's just that constant mind twist. And it's not fun to sit through, to be honest with you. So, yeah, let's get out of that. We're going to stick with the regular single equities. The market has a different plan for a bunch of these names. So 53.60s, we're out of that one. Unless high of the day Qs, I won't short it. My levels is 25. Yeah, I mean, I'm at the high of the day, right? Like I can't really get much closer to the high of the day on the TQs. Like the high of the day is literally 7 cents from where my entry point is. So if I'm going to short something, I agree with you. If I'm going to long something, I'm going to try to get either at VWAP or the high of the day or the low of the day. And if I'm going to short something, it ideally would be at the high of the day as well too. But you can see I'm literally 7 cents off of that. So not much better of an entry I can truly get. And now I'm just getting that push and pull effect. So we're going to be patient and wait and see what we got going on and see if we can get any form of a breakdown. Apple climbing a little bit higher. NVDA, if we can get that move back into VWAP, that will be very, very nice. And then same with Google, cracking through some key support levels here, guys. Keep an eye out on this one. 307.74, that breached. We'll head over to the lower time frames to see if we can get any more detail, if we're going to get a rebound or maybe that this move will be continued. There, looking at trend A-Lab, is that a breakout could drop? Yeah, let's pull up A-Lab here. What's APLD been up to on the day? So A-Lab, we'll take a look at that one for you. Okay, liquidity issues, obviously, though. As you can see that we're running in on the 1 minute, 5 minute, not so bad. You do have a little bit of a gap up. I don't know why this is being so delayed, but yeah, that's just steady and up and to the right. Some nice moves. If you were fortunate enough to get in that, that's just a grinding move higher. If you get any pullback, it's like, yeah, let's get involved in this. And there it is on the 1 minute time frame there, guys. Apple now right at the volume weighted average price. That was a missed op for the reload on that front. Now, what was I going to pull up? That's going to be APLD and see what we got going on. Things are starting to cool down in Applied Digital, starting to form somewhat of a flag, a nice steady uptrend here, guys. Nice consistent move higher. And then sure enough, now you're starting to form that consolidation at that zone. Oh. Hey, all right.
Okay,
Apple,
Joey.
I see what you're up to.
What's Apple up to, Joey?
Yeah, I mean, it's moving higher now. When Tesla looks like it wants to come in a little bit.
Sorry, can I interrupt, please?
Go ahead, man.
LUNR is at the $0.50, guys. It just cleared the high of the day. It was 49s. Now it's at 50. Expect resistance here, okay? There's size posted at the gateway. There's a few thousand lots from what I can see. When it was at 50, now it's not showing the full size. So here we go, another touch at 50 and yet another rejection. Accumulation now, look at all those orange prints coming on my time and sales. Those are over the ask. That means buyer exuberance. Still, there it goes, Joey, into 53s. Let's see if we can get continuation over here. 53 now, 54. Can we get a little bit higher? That's that. 55s, we take the print at 54. Good look right now on LUNR. That was my last peak weather. I do apologize about that. So we will set up, if this clears the $0.50 by enough distance, comes back in and tests it, we're going to keep an eye here on LUNR. Great look and great continuation by this name, and a really clean hold of 14, which had me, you know, getting into this one. Anyway, SIDU are still holding shares. It did pop into 22. This current candle has a 22 high. But as a result of it not crossing, we did not get in. Hold on. U.S. stock trader, 1469 exit. Excellent. Excellent. I thought you got out there. I'm like, it's the high of the day's 54. I'm like, how is that even possible? But yeah, I think he's got his profit taker set at 69. So shout out to my man, U.S. stock trader. Hope he prints up several storms. Multiple storms, as Joey Options likes to say. So here's the deal. SIDU, still holding trend. The dips into the 10 EMA are being bought up. Do I still have shares here? Like, should I be adding? Because it keeps getting bought up off the 10 EMA, Joey, but now it's actually dropping a little bit below. Let's have a quick look over here on this one. Let's see if it can kind of continue moving up. Anything below 111 is going to end the trade for me. So that's all I got to say about that. 111 ends the trade. It is coming back down a little bit here, so we got to be careful. NBY. Shout out to Machiavelli. Yes, NBY taking out the high of the day. That is a new high of the day on NBY, now up over 50%. 459 high, Fabian, as this one does find a little bit of resistance now into that $0.50. It's an Amex stock. And you know, I frequently talk crap about Amex stocks. Yeah, I think I got the right to, because I've seen too much, Joey. But this one, certainly not one of those. Very predictable, very stair-step up. And quite frankly, I haven't seen too much in the way of bamboozlement. There's another high of day right into 462. The breakout is on right now, it feels like, on NBY. This one could see 5 before the show is over. Be on the lookout there. Now, I did add on my friend SIDU over here, which did lose the 10 EMA it did lose the 10 EMA for a second, got bought right back up, but this is trouble on SIDU. The reason I say that is as follows. The prior bar, the 115 bar, has a 122 high, as we spoke about, with a low of 116. Now, this current bar has a low of 112, where the players dwell, and then a high of 120. So we have lower high and lower low on the current bar. That might be not good. We're going to have to wait and see. Anything below 111 stops me out. But Joey.
Yes, sir.
We got to send it to the big desk.
Absolutely.
Guys, I just found something crazy. I've been digging into exchanges and I stumbled across BTCC. Top 30 globally, but here is the wild part. BTCC has never been hacked. And while major exchanges keep getting wrecked, BTCC stays untouched. Zero KYC if you are in the US or in Canada or in Europe, and through Trader TV, you get 100 USDT coupons for registering, plus a 15% bonus thing that covers losses up to 15K USDT. So seriously, what am I missing here? Scan that QR code for more info, and thank you very much to BTCC for sponsoring this portion of the show. Back to you.
All right, guys, I'm hyper-focused here on this Google and on this TQs trade. If Google breaks this 5-minute low, this is what I'm talking about right here. We're going to get out of Dodge, and then hopefully that's going to drag the TQs down a little bit more. So right now I'm sitting at a 1-to-1. We'll keep an eye out on that. Oh, no.
Oh, I love when you do this.
Oh, yeah, I
every
know.
year,
Thank
bro.
you very,
He's all
very
class,
much.
but he
Pure
does
class,
this every
man.
single
Thank you.
year.
Every year, man.
I love this. And is it
Just-
fam? Picture of the fam
Of course,
in there?
man.
I'm going to find
It
out.
is, yeah, like,
ahead.
twinsy.
We're kind of lazy. We only do like a picture of my daughter. We don't do a family photo. We should do family photos, but you can show it.
We love it.
Aaron picked the picture.
Man, she is growing every year,
she's
man.
growing,
Can I show this,
man.
Neil? Every year. One sec. See ya. There is Neil's daughter, Erin. Every year, man, she looking more like a
growing,
woman.
man.
Look at that, bro. Unbelievably cute. Neil, man. There's a lot of similarities between you and her. I love it. And the thing is, I've never seen Erin in person. I just see her on the Christmas card every year because Neil always gives me one, right?
Yeah,
With Erin on there, man. She's so adorable.
Extremely.
Love this. I absolutely love it. There goes NBY into the high. Wow, what a breakout there. 474, Fabian. High a day on NBY. Great strength on this name.
Oh, you have yours? Yeah, I have mine from last year.
You have it from last year?
Yeah.
From the last 3 years.
Okay, so Ram's got the last few, so let's go.
All right,
Hold
you
on.
guys do your thing over there.
She hasn't opened up last year's.
What?
She hasn't opened up last
like,
year's. That's this year's? Okay, fine. No, that's not.
Oh my God. All right. You guys do your thing over here. I'm gonna.
Yeah, okay.
I got a trade over here.
got a
later.
trade.
Yeah, I
Give
do.
me the other one,
This isn't
too.
even a joke.
Oh my
I'm trading
goodness.
the TQs.
Hold on. We gotta set this up, man.
Come on, tank. Yeah, there goes
This
Google.
one is the youngest one. This is from last year, and then the one. This is from this year right there. Look at that, man. She's a grown woman, bro. She's so cute. Look at her dress. I love this. Adorable, man.
yeah.
I love it.
All right,
there you go,
man,
Ram.
that's
Take back
fantastic.
your cards that you didn't open last year.
Oh. Put this right here.
I love
Beautiful
that, man.
stuff. Thank you very much, Neil.
Thank you very much, Neil, man.
Yeah,
I
as
appreciate that.
always, top
and
pure
Merry
class.
Christmas, obviously, to the fam.
Yeah.
Goes without saying there.
What do you want for Christmas, Sharif?
All I want for Christmas is my money for American Eagle.
Well, why didn't you, dude? How many times I asked you to message me your email, but yet you just procrastinating.
All right,
That's what my
Joey.
grandma would say to me. You're procrastinating. Just do it.
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
All
But
right, send it to
Ram,
me.
I'm gonna send you a video on X that I wouldn't mind setting up to show the chat here. So I'm sending it to you right now, if that's all right. What? $5 per video. No, what I want to show you guys is more videos out of Austin, and it relates to Tesla. So we'll get to that one in a second. But I just want to send it to Ram first. Sent it to you. Let me know when that's all set up and ready to go, guys. SIDU continues to hold above that breakout area. I want to say the breakout area is like $1.10, $1.11, but we are now out of the money on this by 2 pennies. So I have to make a decision here as to what I want to do. VWAP still hasn't been breached, and quite frankly, the higher lows has though. In fact, now we're putting in lower lows and lower highs. I don't know how I feel about this one, but I'm going to keep my eye on it. If it breaks through 111, I'm out there. Guys, there's a bunch moving. NBY continues to go. It's a 478 high a day, trading around the $0.75. It looks like it's going to take out the $0.4 any moment now. And so is ASTI. What a breakout here on ASTI. Flat top break above in. You called that one 380. It comes back in and tests it. I didn't have an order there. I wasn't alive to that. And there it goes through 4. ASTI up 31.25% with a 405 high. Say that again, Fabian.
Can they hear you on that one?
Better
Fabian?
have protection.
Better have
trading
protection. Oh boy, Fabian. All right, so that's that one's breaking out. Okay, we're gonna have to look at AST on a trading screen here, Joey, because this one's really going. Which one am I gonna take off? We're gonna take off NVIDIA because we don't trade large caps, obviously. ASTI on the NQ.
HDB quiet.
It's a 5 penny spread, and quite frankly, it doesn't have that much in the way of volume. Get out of here, NVIDIA. 716,000 shares, but the breakout is on now, and these last few 5-minute candles have about 50,000 shares each. The spread has tightened up a little bit, 2 pennies now. Now it goes to 5, now it's 4. So it's gonna be incremental, but it keeps taking out the high of the day. It's 419 high now on ASTI. Good breakout on this one. Keep your eye out. I don't trade large caps Luez Fu. I mean, it's a preference. I want to specialize in these small caps, so I don't even look at the market at large while I'm trading. Obviously, that doesn't mean that I don't swing trade and invest in the market, of course. But we don't trade them here on the midday. I don't think I have for like over a year. So, Joey, what do you got?
Yeah. All right, man. We're short the TQQs here. You can see off of those lows. We told you guys that we're going to get out at 53.60s. We got a nice little move to the downside there and take some off at 50s and then at 44s. So yeah, let's raise. Let's have a good time here. See if we can get an additional move. I only have 20% left of my remaining position. If the market decides that it wants to come in, then we're going to be positioned relatively well. I tried a long on Google. We didn't get any form of a bounce, guys. It was cracking through that neckline, and sure enough, you can see. Let's breach this 304.64, bang to the downside, and then now maybe that next target's going to be the volume weighted average price. And if that's the case, I think it can help drag the overall market down. The one thing that I'm feeling FOMO on today, it's going to be this TSLL trade. I'll have to be a little bit more patient, especially on this aggressive selling. Now this is kind of prolonging is delayed, sorry. But anyways, yeah, that move off of there, boom, 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 and then same with AAPL. Easy on the old animations there. So there it is, another move there on Apple, guys. So not too bad of a look. Let's see if we can take another leg down on the overall market. So that would be nice. If Microsoft starting to form a bear flag here, you can see those consistent lower highs, but you also have the wedge forming, so an ascending descending wedge potentially. If it breaks through the volume weighted average price, then we might get some more downside. Let's head over to the daily and see what we got going on. Yeah, it's in no man's land right now. So up, down, and around is MSFT, brother.
Down, down, round, around, I get around. You like Beach Boys?
Yeah, I like that song.
Ooh, ooh. All right. We added here into SIDU. Reason is I'm seeing a couple of bottoming tail candles off the volume weighted average price. So that means to me that buyers are picking it up off this 112, 113-ish area. We've got 14s on now, showing 15s. I put my order to wet the beak possibly here if we get a price spike up at almost every penny. So we'll see exactly what this one has to offer us. We still haven't gotten anything at 15 as it's still yet to cross. So SIDU, oh, Kokomo, oh man, MF Dangerous, man, you're reminding me of some good stuff there. I love that. ASTI, I see above, and it's taking out highs 420. He says dip buy. Bovin saying dip buy 405 on ASTI. I do agree with that. I would look for 4, but yeah, 405 probably does make more sense because, well, you may not get the entire move down to the whole dollar level. So here's the deal. We're going to start the, wow, it's 1:30 already. Wowzers. Okay, so we completely missed the news today. Ram, let me know when that video is ready, bro.
Which video?
It's ready? It's not ready. Okay. Let me know when it's ready because I want to show it. It's interesting. It's
we'll
out of
let
Boston.
you know.
Oh, the fleet.
It takes a second to process.
It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to.
Well, it's a link off X.
Oh, okay.
I save all these things so that I can show them a show one, whether on TikTok.
All right, prepare yourself.
All right, prepare myself. It's ready to go.
It's ready
so
to go.
Before you play this, so what you can't see, so this is the robo-taxi. You're going to see it in a second, but this robo-taxi, if you look a little bit closely, I don't know if you guys can zoom, it has a steering wheel. Obviously, the production version of the robo-taxi is not going to have a steering wheel, hence why it's called the robo-taxi. But Joey, I write a little bit more into this, they had to keep one on for regulatory purposes.
Okay.
And so this is being now driven around Austin. Now we know how Tesla operates. They don't put their cars on the road unless they're pretty close to launch.
Yeah.
How do we know that? Juniper, Model Y, the new Model Y. What did we see? We started seeing it drive around Austin. 3 weeks later, it was announced. What else did we see, Joey? We saw the robo-taxi. Well, the Model Y driving on its own, and now we know that they're likely going to start dropping whatever Model Ys to start doing these autonomous pickup and drop
essentially
off.
Expanding the
So you can see the steering wheel there, guys. Yeah. So this is the robo-taxi that he had at the launch event, and now we're seeing it on the roads of Austin. So I don't know, just based on Tesla's history, we could start seeing these pretty soon. What are you doing, Ram? Oh my goodness, having a good time over there. It is ugly. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that this was going to potentially be the Model 2, but then Elon's like, hey, let's scrap this.
A lot of people were speculating
right?
That. A lot of people were speculating.
Right? Like this was potentially...
It's okay.
All right. So people were essentially, so we were expecting the Model 2. We're not going to get it. I don't think we're going to get it at this point. So do you think Elon kind of would just change his mind and say, hey, I was thinking about the Model 2. I think the robo-taxi is going to be better for margins, et cetera, and production capabilities.
I think so, Joey. I think so because, think about it. It's you build it, and so you're obviously building it at cost, and then you're going to launch it as an income-generating product.
Exactly.
Right? And then if people choose to buy them on their own to have them for themselves at home, and then that's even a bigger margin product. But you have two funnels that you can go through. One, you can do it yourself. These are Tesla-owned robo-taxis driving around. And then Joey Options wants to punch or wants to get one. And then it drives you around, and then while you're at work, is driving other people around. That's the theory. Well, let's see if it actually happens in practice.
So my next question to you is, do you think that Tesla is going to need a third party like Uber and or Lyft to grab these things en masse and put them into their fleet?
Yes and no. I think maybe initially, yes, and we've seen some tie-ups between some of the robo-taxi companies and the ride-sharing companies, so yes. But I think Elon can actually do it alone.
Do it on his own?
Yeah, I mean, what, are you telling me Elon can't create an Uber-like app or a Lyft-like app?
But absolutely, but do you think it would be Like what's his addressable market at that point? And do you think that Uber and Lyft would hold more share? And do you think it would be better off for him to just pay them a little bit of a percentage and get involved on their apps?
Yeah,
right?
no, I completely agree with you. But I don't think that he's limited by them.
No, he's not. No, he can do it on his own too. Yeah.
I totally feel like
exactly.
if he wants to collaborate with them, if it makes sense financially to share some of the profit with Uber because they have such a big ride-hailing network, then but I personally don't see people having a barrier to entry to downloading a Tesla app that ride hails. They do it for Waymo, Joey, right? So it makes sense.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
I'd love to see exactly what happens in the next little while. All I meant by this entire video was to kind of give you the idea that, you know, the robo-taxi in that form may be coming sooner rather than later, just based on Tesla's history of really hiding the products. And then when they're close to launch, all of a sudden, you start seeing them on the street. We saw it with Juniper. We saw it with others. Let's wait and see exactly what happens, but I'm pumped already. Uber and Tesla have already partnered. I know, Machiavelli, that's what I was just saying to him. They've already created certain partnerships in certain jurisdictions, but I don't think they're required to be partners. I think Tesla can go at it alone.
My whole family is calling me right now. Literally.
Your whole family?
Yeah, my little bro and five literally my whole family on the video.
Call.
Should I go on the video?
You're gonna go?
No, I don't even trust these individuals. All right, let's do it. We're doing it live. We're taking the video call. Oh, it's just him. All right, we'll see you later, man. I'm on the show. You guys are calling me. I'll see you guys later this evening. All right? Easy. Yeah, that was it. That was short-lived. I thought it was
Joey, jeez Louise. Don't get on Joey Options' bad side. Ozan, I think if the robo-taxis are going to be sold to consumers, then who would drive Ubers? Uber will need to pay more to drivers, which will impact margins. I gotta disagree with you, Ozan.
Yeah.
What's stopping Uber from buying these robo-taxis or making their own, for that matter? And this is what we've been talking about. I hate to put it this way, but the drivers are costing Uber a lot of profit, okay? I hate to put it like that because, you know, people will lose their jobs. And a lot of people rely on this as a secondary or even primary source of income. So I don't think that the drivers are irreplaceable, especially if this thing comes out. I think Uber takes this on directly.
Yeah, and we mentioned before, we can use this on multiple, I think, we compare this to multiple things, how we're like, hey, with athleisure wear, you're in, you're out, one day Aloes, eating Lululemon's lunch, whatever it may be.
Yes.
But think about what the Uber drivers did to the taxi drivers when they first stepped into every major city. So for them to get the next boot, there's probably a high probability
100%.
Because if that's going to, that's when you're going to see like drastic margin expansion within Uber. And as soon as they grab more and more autonomous vehicles, I think Uber is going to be one of the best buys in the market.
Yeah,
to be honest
absolutely. But Joey, they can get disrupted themselves too.
They can, absolutely,
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
you know, they're
because Tesla and Waymo can be like, hey, we don't need you anymore. We're just going to do it on our own. So, exactly, and people are going to take it.
And people are ride-hailing Waymos now like you wouldn't believe. I mean, obviously it's coming to Toronto. I can't wait to try it, right?
I can't wait.
But you know, it's never going to prevent me from taking a Waymo because I got to download a new app and throw in a credit card, Joey, or a debit card. It's not going to stop me. I'm not speaking for everybody.
But see, the thing is, though, I think what's really important to note is that there's probably going to be a drastic fare decrease, in my opinion. What do you think
That would be interesting.
Because there has to be. Then otherwise, what does it
Joey,
matter?
why wouldn't they drop the same price and then have a margin expanding product? So for example, if it was $20 to go, just any numbers, okay, 2 kilometers with a driver, you keep that $20 at 2 kilometers, and then you're taking all the cake.
Absolutely,
fair enough.
Fair enough.
How's it going to handle?
On that front.
Sorry, we'll see, Fabian. Should I do this now? Okay, traders, new traders, listen up. The first month is absolutely free. We are waiving the fees so you can trade smarter, not harder. By upgrading to the Elite experience, will you analyze, strategize, and then capitalize on their platform that has everything. We're talking infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, and game-changing charts. You can also predict better with their backtesting tool, guys. You get reliable, real-time data, and global markets at the tips of your fingers. It is literally an all-in-one platform, so don't miss out and execute your best trades now. If you're ready to elevate your trading, you need to scan that QR code, not that one, that's 3D Capital, but you can go on to eSignal and check them out. Shout out to EC.
I don't want to, again, I don't want to continuously beat a dead horse, but other Zinc said very something, and we talk about this quite often. He said, yeah, Waymo vehicles are just too expensive.
I never taken one. How expensive are they?
240, essentially, with the LiDAR, the Jag. Right. We talked about this, not the actual fare in itself. Okay. And I think that's where Tesla has the advantage, especially from a production standpoint as well too. They have the ability to just exponentially grow the production once they get more regulatory clarity and approval in different cities and districts.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I want to read a comment here by Hangry Wife. Shout out to Hangry Wife. Sharif. I got the Tesla autopilot trial a few weeks ago until January 10th. I've driven the vehicle for about 1,500 kilometers now, with 700 kilometers of that on autopilot. I haven't had to intervene once for safety. Hangry Wife, can we just have a definition check here? Because there's two products that Tesla has. There is the lane keeping and speed keeping one, which is called autopilot, and then there's FSD. And that one is more advanced and different. Can you just clarify which one you have? Because autopilot, I think, is included in all the models, whereas FSD, you might get supervised FSD. Thank you very much for that. Yes, and you are not the only person saying that. People are saying the new, I believe 14.0, if I'm correct, or 14.1 version of FSD is like game-changing. People have been putting videos on YouTube of them taking a trip from, like, say, New York to Boston, New York to Philly, whatever, and having no interventions the entire time. So your point very well taken, but again, like everything else, there are exceptions, and as many videos of people showing that they've had no interventions, there are many videos still coming out of these Teslas still making mistakes, but there are more, or there are equally as many of the Waymos, and I have them, and I always save them, because it's a stark comparison where the mainstream media will gladly and more than willingly cover the Tesla failures only to be entirely silent on the Waymo failures, which I just find to be completely dishonest. Not just because, you know, of the whole angle, let's take the negative angle on Elon, but you're misleading people who want to invest in the company. You're basically telling them Google's product is flawless and we don't need to cover it, but we're gonna cover every mistake that Tesla makes. And that bothers me because it's obviously biased. But I'm just kind of used to that. You got anything to comment about?
No, I want to actually I want to hop in a Zoox. I think those vehicles are really cool in Vegas. If anybody's driven in a Zoox, apparently there's no like real front end. It can go both ways. You see that, Sharif? That's pretty cool stuff.
I never even seen that before.
You never seen the Zoox?
Yeah. What am I saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't have.
There's no front end. Yeah, I think it's super cool. Yeah. Okay. There it is on the TQs, guys. We're getting that move to the downside. So sticking to our guns, even on a trade that we didn't even really mean to get in exactly where we were. That's starting to really work out for us. So we don't have much left, guys, about 5% of the position. We'll take a little bit more off right there. There is the TQs to the downside, so a nice little move. Yes, MF dangerous. And Notorious Dinkelberg says, what is a kilometer? Like, get out of here, brother.
That's funny.
Get out of here.
It's 0.7 miles. That's what that is. I think it's 0.7. I could be wrong. I got stopped out, so this is going to be my first loser on the day. SIDU, first one, Joey.
My boy.
But we did get stopped out there. It did break that 112 where the players were not dwelling, sadly. And now it is below VWAP and not tradable under my system. So SIDU, you suck. Yannick, Sharif, I think the news go by the viral moments on platforms like YouTube and TikTok, and Tesla will always be a bigger talking point. But yeah, I love my FSD. Shout out to Yannick. I didn't know you had FSD, brother. And, you know, clearly by your comment there, you like it. I don't know, Yannick. I mean, I've seen some very interesting videos of like a three-way standoff with Waymos. I discussed this the other day where there was two Waymos in San Fran that collided, and then a third Waymo didn't know what the hell to do. It was just like sitting there like, what do I do? And then they can't figure things out for themselves, obviously, and nor are they remotely controlled by off-site drivers. The off-site operators, they're called, suggest to the car what it should do, but they can't actually physically control the wheel or the accelerator or the pedal. They can just make suggestions to the car. So look, it's great technology. Shout out to Google, but let's just give Tesla a fair shake on that one as well. Machiavelli, Sharif, Joe, you guys still owe America for Drake and Bieber.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't
If
know
anything-
either.
Yeah, I think if anything, you
We
owe
do not
us.
claim responsibility.
You're welcome. So there you go, Machiavelli.
Maybe it says we don't claim responsibility for that.
Yeah.
Hey, Gru, I hope they let
You're
me
welcome.
rent out my Tesla as a robo-taxi at some point here in BC, Canada. That's the dream. That's what Elon's been saying. And the theory is you're going to get an over-the-air software update to convert your car from, yes, it's got supervised FSD into a robo-taxi. When and if and how we see that and how many different versions will be allowed, because we know that there are different hardware versions. There's hardware 3.0, 4.0, and Elon's already said, or Tesla has said, they're unlikely to upgrade the 3.0 version of hardware to 4.0, so you may have to have a newer model and up. I think 2022 was when 4.0 came out, but don't quote me on that. You guys are gonna have to double check that. Will full self-driving create bad drivers, AKA just riders? Great question, Fabian. I clicked yes, because you use it or lose it, so to speak, right? If you're not practicing driving, obviously your skills are gonna drop off a little bit. Let's take a look at what is still moving in the markets. Bring in the side charts over here. We got Donald DJT, still hugging the volume weighted average price, but really unable to make any newer highs. We have ASTI, which looks like a possible dip trade here ahead of the $4. I could be punching into that. And NBY, we were talking about this. It looks like it's on its way to $5. It's a 487 high. Found support there at 440 where the breakout was, and here it is again, moving into 470. So good strength here on NBY as that one trades into the high of the day. LUNR, another one that we did well on the way, looking here, maybe 14.75. It's trading right below the 50 penny area at the moment. CRWG, we talked about this one. This is a CoreWeave derivative. RZLV, kind of putting in lower highs, but definitely well above the volume weighted average price, Joey. And DPRO dipping down a little bit into that 20 EMA on the 5, right around the $0.25. Keep your eye on this one, a 50 penny high on DPRO. But I think I'm going to punch in here to ASTI because this one's been looking good. Did we put this on the? Yes, we did. So we're going to go small size here, Joey. 2 penny spread right now on ASTI. Let me see if I can get the mid print. The answer to that, at least initially, is no. So we're going to cancel that one and try to take it a little bit higher. Ooh. Here we go. Now we're long. The deal is it loses 4, it loses me. As a trader, we're going to look for another move, possibly into 420, Joey.
Yeah, Sharif, it doesn't want to lose you as a trader, brother. So watch out for that one there. All right, let's see what do we got going on here, man. Okay. It doesn't. It's like, no, Sharif, no, I want to stay here. Oh my,
trade me.
I wasn't ready. All right, what do you think of? You know what that's? Of course. All right. All right, guys, there it is. In the TQs, this is slowly starting to work. I got to get rid of this dark pool, 53.25.
Down, Ram.
I know. What are you going on about?
I don't know, bro. I never know what she's doing back
listen,
there, bro.
Oh, no, I come into the office, blah, blah. It's approximately 8 o'clock in the morning, not even. 7:45, and I see on Ram's desk, 7:45, bright and early, Wingstop on the desk. I'm like, what are you doing eating Wingstop at 7:45 a.m.?
I thought I was seeing things.
I'm hungry. I'm thinking, well, you got food here.
I got to tell you, I thought I was seeing things, seeing her here that early.
I
just thought I was hallucinating.
I was like, oh no.
I couldn't believe what I was
seeing. Then I was like, oh yeah, Assassino's here.
Here she comes, she's coming in hot.
I've had it.
Where's she?
Shut the show.
Oh,
shut the show.
We're canceling the show. All right. What do I think of DIP of this dip on the video at VWAP? Yeah, let's take a look at what we got going on here.
What do you got, Joey?
BTCC has never been hacked. Oh, okay. Thanks, Ian Ganther. Thanks for reminding us of that. You guys are comical, man. It's going to be a good day. I'm really excited to watch some.
You going out tonight for that? I'm going up to Markham.
Are you?
Yeah, my buddy. Well, because all my high school buddies all still live.
They're over in Markham. Yeah, I think the siblings and my pops, my old man, might come over and watch the fight. Watch it on the old 72-inch there.
Ooh,
yeah, I'm waiting for Avatar as well too. Selena's like, do you want to go watch the Handmaid's Tale movie? And I'm like, do you even know what's going on tonight? Like, are you kidding me? Like, get out of here with that. And if I'm going to the theaters, it's not to watch The Handmaid or The Maid or whatever it's called, this book. I'm
Tell
going there
them how
to
you really feel, Joey. Tell them how
You're
you
not
really
catching
feel.
me in the
You're
movie
not
theater
catching
watching
it.
that stuff. I'm watching the fights, and then tomorrow we got Andrew Tate as well too. All right, let's get right in here. Back to this. I mean, that guy better win. I told you if anybody needs to win this weekend, it's Mr. Cobra.
I seen the guy like for the first time. I didn't know what he looked like.
Big boy,
He's taller
man.
than
He's
him.
a big boy, man.
He's a big boy.
Not, yeah.
But
like,
can he?
no, he's trash. He's like Deontay Wilder.
Okay,
trash.
so I was about to say,
yeah. But no, as for NVDA, I think at this point, guys, some of these dip buys are really good. You want to wait for those indecision prints, and then sure enough, you can get a move higher. So that's what I'm looking at. We're still holding on to this trade right here. I don't have anything left. Literally 2.5% of the remaining. We're gonna hold it for the dream. A nice little risk to reward. We would have been we would have got out at 53.60s, held it down all the way down to 53.30s there. So only 10 cents. Not too bad, guys. A little bit less than that, 7 cents to hit essentially a 5-1. But well, hey, what's up? Please stop saying the fight. It's more like a slap fest. We don't know that yet. Be nice. Yeah, I'm very nice to her. Sorry, Hangry Wife. I apologize. I'm very nice. But hey, listen, she trains Muay Thai.
Does she actually?
Yeah. So we actually enjoy watching UFC and stuff.
Nice.
But when people get cut, she's like, I can't watch.
She don't like that.
She's like, oh, it's just so brutal. But I'm like, this is what
made
you
her
train
choose
for.
Muay Thai though? I mean, like, cause you're boxing.
I'm a striker. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, because Altia offers.
She's over there.
Yeah,
with
Altia
Brenda.
offers those things.
Good call. Has she done what's it called? That High Rocks thing yet?
No.
Everybody and their mother's doing that. All the CrossFit people are leaving and they're all doing High Rocks now because there's a lot of overlap. But High Rocks is like the one that's in. I gotta tell you, I felt CrossFit, well, at least anyway for me, it turned into like a little bit of a cult, but I've already spoken about that before. But in any event, ASTI, we're taking some prints. Fabian. ASTI, we're long here at 10, at 410. We're taking some prints here into about 415. The current candle setup is positive. It has higher lows, but it's slowed down in terms of price ascent. I've layered my orders to take, profit at every 2 pennies or so. Let's see if we can clear that 415 level and make our way back into the high of the day, 420. We had almost a triple top. We do have a triple top at 420 on the 5-minute chart. 3 different candles got into 420. Neither of them breached. So be on the lookout for that, excuse me. There goes NBY into 499. That is a 499 high. It's up 68.5%. I had a feeling this one was going to move into 4.5. I should have been more live to that recovery above the $0.50 or to 5. I mean. So yeah, there you go. Whoever was still holding this, good on you guys. Fantastic look today on NBY. And I was disparaging this one earlier because it trades on the Amex exchange, but it didn't bamboozle. I don't feel there was a whole lot of bamboozlement, maybe save and except for this aggressive 2-candle pullback here on the one. Other than that, I can't really say much bad about it. How's ASTI doing? Still dilly-dallying over here. By the way, my stop on ASTI is below that 4. So it loses 4, I'm out. Simple as that. We'll see if this one can take us a little bit to the high side here so we can make some more money on this one. Got about 8 minutes left on the show, guys. It's been a great week, quite frankly. We had that fantastic IPO on Wednesday, I believe, and it was a good day trading. Yesterday, obviously, the markets were very aggressively down, recovering nicely today with multiple double-digit winners in the in the microchip semiconductor world. I showed you guys my watch list. No real prints there that are negative. The Mag 7 also mostly positive. Tesla and Apple, the only 2 ones that are negative on the day. Apple's down half. Tesla's down 0.25%. Everything else positive. So it's been decent. Uber, though, also down 1.5%. How's the flakes? Have you looked at the daily on the flakes yet?
Yeah,
Is it
not looking catching?
Too
good. Yeah.
Good.
Not yet.
Good.
It's not ready.
Let's see. Oh, just flat bottom break. Just flat bottom break.
Man.
It's asking.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah, exactly. It's just asking a flat bottom break. I want this company to go down to let's see where it can go. Let's see where it can go. Maybe $50, $70 over here, Joey. Well, let's be honest though. We definitely have 85. You want to say 87, 85 support, but we did. You see this? You know what that is, right?
No, I don't. Oh, the death cross.
That's the death cross, my guy. And we haven't had a death cross. Okay, so we got the golden cross. We got the golden cross on this one, January 5th, 2023. And we just got the death cross, I want to say on the 12th, no, the 11th of this month. So let's see what this one does, man. It's going to likely have support, I want to say, in the mid to high 80s. But it is accumulating now for a flat bottom break between 92.5. Shout out to Netflix, which is, by the way, up 0.75% on the day.
I mean, I don't know, Sharif. I really like the stock.
I respect that.
Yeah,
Joey,
yeah. I like what they got going on. Aside from obviously, I heard a lot of people voicing the exact same thing that you were. But once that cools off,
yes,
this deal goes through. They get even more subs at the end of the day because they're accumulating, right?
That is fair.
So for me personally, I mean, we're sitting at a $432 billion market cap. I think within a span of maybe 24 months, we can see that up to 700.
I'm excited about the deal.
Absolutely, but they got to do a lot of the right things.
They got to do a lot of the right things.
I mean, I think taking this, if they end up getting through, but don't forget that for the Netflix deal to go through, here's what has to happen. Warner Brothers Discovery has to divest their legacy holdings or legacy media holdings, and then 12 to 18 months after the divestiture, then a deal can close. And of course, it's still subject to regulatory approval, right? And President Trump has already voiced his opinion on that, and we'll have to wait and see what he says. But he is in power for another 3 years, and by extension of that, the regulator is going to be, his appointment.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get it completely done, to close it and everything. It's going to be difficult with any form of questioning. But I think at the end of the day, if it does go through, Netflix is going to be a bigger giant than what it already is.
And it would be a great catalog to pick up. Let's just be honest about that. Warner Brothers Discovery got a lot.
Dude.
It's a huge catalog. But I also think, to be fair to Netflix, I think that they are strategically doing the right thing here by not picking up the legacy media or the legacy part of Warner Brothers.
Yeah, because it's dying.
How do we know that? Let's just talk about the advertising dollars. When you look at the advertising dollars going to legacy media, it is down and to the right, and when you're looking at streaming, it is up and to the right, and that's just a fact. So whether or not you say, we can do something with the CNN, we can do something with the CBS. Well, Paramount Skydance owns that now, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, I'm still holding ASTI. I feel like this one does have good support at around 405. We just wet the beak there, but I'm looking for a continuation above that fifth of a dollar. We'll see if we get it. Only about 4 minutes left on the show until the big boys, Obi and Neil, come back and take you guys into the close. But it's been a very, very good week, I want to say, on the show here. It's been an interesting one for the market, some up days, some down days, but not a bad one at all, Joey. We're going to keep an eye on that. Shout out to U.S. stock trader SIDU, still strong. Yeah, brother, it lost VWAP, so I'm out of that one. I'm not going to be trading after the show anyway, but I see what you're saying. It's trying to work back above the volume-weighted average price. 2006 Jeep Limited 57L says, Sharif, LAZR is going. Let's have a look at LAZR before we sign off. LAZR. All right, at 25 pennies, hold, and now bounce. So this is a very, very cheap stock. Okay, 45 penny name. It was in 22 penny close yesterday. Not bad at all, but not really respecting VWAP here. Looks like it respected the 10 EMA for the most part, but VWAP, not much in the way of support there. It does look like there was a buyer of note at 37.5 pennies vis-a-vis this rounded bottom, which ended up kind of taking out the volume-weighted average price. But yeah, you also broke trend, I would say, of those lower highs, but a confirmation of that would be a move above 50, because that to me is area high, area high, area high. So this area high here has to get above that one. That's at around 50 pennies. This is, the ticker on this one is LAZR for anybody who's interested. It's a sub $1 name, I believe trading at around 46 pennies at the moment. Not L, I typed it in wrong, Joey. LAZR, there we go. For anybody who wants to look at that one, small cap gapper, I didn't really have much to say, or I didn't really look at this at all. But yeah, good call.
I wanna kind of shift this over, because we were talking about Netflix and everything along those lines. We've been talking about the fight game and everything as well too. But this is TKO Holdings. It's gonna be the WWE. I'm pretty sure it's owned by Endeavor Group. WWE and the UFC. And this is like, I don't know, man. This is such a, this is an absolutely beautiful buy in my opinion. And one thing I wanted to touch on as well, I think Dana White is probably one of my favorite president CEOs of all time.
Great segue.
Yeah, right? But I think that he might have made a little bit of a mistake by not interpreting the Paul brothers in their fights. Like, he doesn't want his superstars to be like people who are actually signed contractually with the UFC to fight Jake Paul. I think that would be fantastic because he doesn't want the brand damage, right?
Well,
he doesn't.
Sure, yeah.
But this kid's a superstar, and he brings a lot of eyes. He crashed Netflix, and that's what I think you want to see. He is absolutely, absolutely. People don't like them, and when people don't like you, they want to tune in. Absolutely, he knows that. I think he made a little bit of a mistake because if he did, I think he could send TKO Holdings in the UFC to an additional level. If he were allowed.
I want to comment about that. Yeah. That's a great point, but I want to shout out Hardo Heart Media. Hardo Heart Media, thank you very much. $50 super chat. Jeez Louise. That's big. Regis follows, Joey. Merry Christmas, my dudes. Appreciate all the help and love these past months. No, we appreciate the love coming from you and everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for that. That's it's a hefty amount there, $50. But I want to mention a couple of things. Firstly, I think maybe he doesn't want big revenue fighters on the card because they're going to ask for a lot of money. I don't know, because the UFC doesn't pay their fighters a lot of money. Is that fair?
They don't.
To boxing.
They don't. No, it's not even close.
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
Point number one. Point number two, the one I wanted to bring up was, he's on the board of Meta now.
Yes.
Right? So I think Zuck put him there strategically for political reasons, but that's besides the point. What I want to see is there going to be an interesting tie-up between this company and Meta where we could get something maybe not on the flakes, but being broadcast live on Meta somehow?
Absolutely, because he's already got, Zuck's already got the fighters wearing his glasses and everything like that, right?
Zuck's
So
in the fight game
he's
himself.
in the fight game himself, so.
He was fighting that Georgian guy.
Marab.
Yeah, it was like a sparring session.
A little jiu-jitsu session.
And Zuck's chin is super exposed, man. Super exposed. All right, guys, just before... He struck fear. I don't think, but you know what? I think he beat Elon, but he didn't look that great. But anyway, ASTI about to take out highs, guys. Here it is, back into that 20 penny level. It's a bit of a spready one. There's about a 5 penny spread, 4 penny spread now on this one, but look for continuation above the 420. You got higher lows with that flat top at 420. That could be a flat top break. I'm going to hold this one, but now, Joey.
Yes, sir.
Send him off.
All right, guys, it's been a fantastic week. Everyone has a good weekend as well, too, leading into the holidays. Get all that Christmas shopping done, holiday shopping done, and enjoy time with your familia.
See you guys Monday.
Really quickly, before we go to Neil and Obi, I want to mention we're about an hour late, but it does look like finally we're going to get that up.